Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Gamesline podcast. Hello, everybody. We're here. I'm making sure that everything is running properly over here because I don't want to screw anything up. Okay. Yes. Hi, everyone. Hi. It's me, John. I'm here. Hello. It's been a crazy news week. I'll tell you that much. I'm looking at the news right now, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah. A lot happened. A lot happened.
I'm here, John. I'm hosting the podcast. I run the website. I do all kinds of stuff in regards to Gamesline, the website that you are potentially on right now. You could be watching our Twitch stream. You could be listening to us on a podcast feed of your choice.
It could be 30 years from now and you're watching it on Internet Archive.
That's true. I don't know.
I'm old
I don't know why
now.
you... Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yep.
But...
Absolutely nuts.
Possible. It'd be possible. With me this time, Lorelai, you're here. You're helping with the production as well. Hello.
I'm here. I'm here again. It's gonna be the last time you see me for a couple of weeks, but I'm excited to be back to talk about more video games. Ah!
Where are you going? Are you going to like some sort of interdimensional prison or something, or what's
yes,
going on?
I am going to the interdimensional prison known as Gay Gamer Jail or PAX.
I see.
So I am gonna enjoy that, and then the weekend after that, I'm tabling at Rose City Comic Con, and then the weekend after that, we're tabling at the Cards and More Pokemon show. So we've got a lot coming over the next couple of weeks, and I'm so excited for convention season to be done.
For real, that's a lot.
I love convention season, but like also when you get going on streaks of like 3 weeks in a row of conventions and stuff like that, it gets to be a lot.
It's a lot.
You're just going, I just want to go home and sleep in my own bed.
You got to be on for multiple hours a day in a convention center. There's not really good food around there because it's just
Especially when you're tabling. Tabling is the thing because you can't really stand up and go. I mean, lucky, I'm helping my girlfriend, and so we'll take turns. I'll watch the table so she can walk around for an hour or so. She'll be there so I can walk around a little. So we aren't just the nice thing about two people being at a table is that we're not locked there the whole 12 hours.
Sure.
Because some conventions have really fucked up hours. Like Rose City Comic Con is like 9 a.m. to like 7 p.m. It's excessive.
That does sound like a lot.
Yeah. But it's nice to be able to walk around. It's nice to be able to see friends because, a lot of times conventions are the only time you get to see friends who fly in from other countries or across the country and stuff like that. So it's definitely a good feeling being able to hang out and enjoy the convention life. But it's also when you get these streaks like this, it's just like, I just want to go home.
All right. Well, Lily, you're also here. Hello.
Hello, I am here.
Lily, I forget. Have I talked to you about conventions and the like? Have we had you on here to talk about if you've been to like anime conventions or anything like that?
I can't imagine it would be a horribly long conversation because I have never been to a convention. I have never been to like a big event like that. I'm not sure if I'm legally allowed around gatherings of more than 5 people at once, so I feel like that could be a potential difficulty if everyone else wanted to just go home, but no, I have not had any interactions with cons or anything.
It's a little crazy. I think you should go to one. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I could go and then a bunch of people could say, I love your cosplay because I just kind of look like an anime character in my normal day-to-day, and then I'll just nod knowingly because I assuredly know whatever gotcha or Danganronpa character I was manifested from. So, that's how it goes.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty fun. You get to find out yourself, too. It's a fun little game for everybody involved, not just everyone else. It's you, too. You can
even I don't know who I'm dressed as.
Yeah, you can figure out your identity for the day and roll with it. Learn about your character throughout the day, just like pick up context clues. That sounds kind of fun.
I mean, it could be worse that when I first started going to conventions, everyone always thought I was cosplaying like a Michael J. Fox character.
Oh my god.
That was always funny and weird.
What, like not Marty McFly, just like another Michael J. Fox?
No, just like the character from what was the show where like mayor stuff happened?
Tom Goes to the Mayor? What?
No, like the Michael J. Fox one, because I used to always like dress in a suit when I'd go to conventions because it was always a work thing, and
Spin
one of
City?
yes, that's the one. That's the one. But yeah, I used to always dress in a suit that was apparently exactly what he wore in that show.
That's just a suit. Like,
yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. Convention people are weird. They think everyone is cosplaying sometimes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can just be wearing a skirt out in public and, someone will just kind of be like, oh my god, I love you as a character from this one Slice of Life show. And I'll be like, yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Belle.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy out there.
Oh, I mean, conventions are always fun. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't say it last week, but San Diego Comic-Con, when you get bumped into by John Cena in full Peacemaker cosplay, is like full
good.
outfit. It's really kind of funny. Like, just guy walking the floor in his Peacemaker outfit. No, but everyone just thinks it's some random cosplayer. It's always funny.
That's John Cena. He's been saying some fun stuff during his current little like press tour thing for Peacemaker. He really does seem chill. Like John Cena seems like a chill dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to assume because I don't know the guy, but he seems nice, and I still cannot believe that fucking it was like some article or some like vote or something that was like the best wrestlers turned actors, and it was like, yeah, Dave Bautista was number one because of course he's great. Dave Bautista's a great actor, and then they're like, but Dwayne Johnson's number two. It's like, no, what
the fuck are people talking about? No, whoever put together that poll deserves to be shot into fucking space.
Like, the thing is that he's in a lot of bad movies, but he's always the best part of those bad movies, and then when he's in good stuff. When he's in good stuff, he's really good in it. Like, I mean, he's like, he like Peacemaker's silly and vulgar, but it's an interesting character piece and all that. Like the fact that John Cena like took a look at this character and what they were going with it, and then sat there and was like, he should be bisexual, and then they made that like a big point of the character and like his interactions with the other characters. Like, that's a good actor. Like, that he dug into the character and figured that out about the character. Like, that's good acting. That's like at least number two.
No. No, he's definitely number two. I don't think you actually do get better these days than Dave Bautista. Like, because Bautista can do dramatic shit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, John Cena hasn't really gotten into like dramatic stuff yet, but Dave Bautista's done like he's done some really good funny stuff, but like he's very believable as a dramatic actor as well, for sure.
Yeah. And I just that poll like legitimately made me angry because The Rock sucks. I'm
like,
sorry.
Maybe when he first started out as an actor, like I don't know. I don't remember that stuff, but I feel like he was trying to do more dramatic stuff, and people seem to kind of like that. Like, before he went like super roided out. Like, I remember like Standing Tall or whatever.
He was doing big things in the Doom movie.
Yeah,
that's true,
dude. That movie ruled. That movie absolutely sucks ass, but I love it.
They didn't even credit him. Like, they credited him as The Rock in the credits of that movie.
I think they've updated it now to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It was the start of that era before he became Dwayne Johnson.
No, see,
Only.
I remember for a while, he was like right after he started being an actor, he would just be The Rock still. But then he was like, no, I need to be Dwayne Johnson. I need to be me. I'm not The Rock anymore. And then for a while, he was just trying to be Dwayne Johnson, but everyone kept calling him The Rock. So now he's just Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like, they're still calling him Dwayne Johnson here and there, but like everyone still just calls him The Rock. Like
he was trying to avoid getting Carltoned.
Well, and he failed because,
yep.
I mean, it probably didn't help that he kept going back onto WWE, like...
in, like, the worst ways. Like...
Yeah.
Look, I don't like the WWE, but when John Cena comes back, he makes it feel like it matters. When The Rock comes back, he makes it feel like, here's a Hollywood guy here to advertise his movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, John Cena's doing his, his retirement thing now.
Yeah,
and so he's just gonna...
doing full-time wrestling on his retirement tour, pretty much.
Which is pretty crazy, because, yeah, he's doing that, and he's promoting Peacemaker. Like, that's...
Yeah.
That's really impressive, honestly.
Like, I haven't watched any of the stuff, because I'm not about to touch WWE with, like, a 200-foot pole, but, good for him.
Yeah. Anyway, video games.
Yeah, video games.
There was a lot of gaming stuff that happened this past week. We can just get right into that, because Gamescom opening night live happened. Jeff Keighley, big old Jeff, was there to bring us through gaming once again.
We have to start the real star of the night. Before Jeff even came out, the show was stolen. That's true. How can you not be excited about Bubsy 40?
Okay, you're laughing, you're yucking it up right now. You're making a little joke. I'm gonna be honest with you, that was probably like top 3 best looking games of the night. Like, just straight up.
Actually, the fact that it might have been is
like it was it's by the people that made Demon Turf, which is a solid game. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Have you seen any actual gameplay of that game? Of Bubsy 4D?
Yeah, it
looks good.
Yeah, I know, but I hate it. No.
Like, it doesn't look like it's gonna set the world on fire or anything, but it looks solid. Like, it looks like a solid platformer, and, like, he's doing his stupid ass quips, and Bubsy.
Look, I want quips in my video games. Sometimes.
Some of it was a little funny, Like, it's not as, like, oh my god, as every other Bubsy thing. It's just like, whatever, it's fine. It looks like it's going to be an alright game. And it's pretty funny that it exists, but it's even funnier that it looks like it's at least solid.
What a way to start the show.
For real. Something else that I do just want to say, because we do have a bit of a Bubsy history on this website, I will say, I haven't played it, but I did see that, like, in that Bubsy collection that just came out, they put analog controls in Bubsy 3D to make it, like, somewhat playable, which is crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they have, you could play it normally if you want, but they have a mode in there to play Bubsy 3D with controls that are normal.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I guess go look it up on YouTube, because I'm not buying that shit.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll get Bubsy 40. I'm not buying those other ones. I don't need that other shit. Like a new one that is made by a competent team of developers. Okay, maybe, but not the old ones that suck ass. Like, I appreciate that they are doing, like, these compilations and all that, because it's nice for the history, but I don't need to buy them. I don't need to play them. All right, let's see here. I'm looking at the IGN list of things that were announced. So if I miss anything, it's not my fault. It's IGN's fault. Thank you. They showed the new Call of Duty. Okay, obviously, Xbox stuff, boycott.
Yep.
I understand. It's understood. And also the baggage of Call of Duty as well.
Yeah,
course.
that sure looked like Call of Duty. Was kind of my reaction to it. Wow, Call of Duty, Black Ops. Hey, congratulations, Call of Duty has robots.
The only thing I have to say is that they should have stuck with the naming convention where they were just adding more dashes for every game, so we could just get longer and longer boys. That's about the only thoughts I have.
Nicholas is in the chat right now and said, this is the third time they've done something like this for Bubsy, and all the times prior they've been completely nothing games, like $20 shovelware. It's not even funny anymore. They made this joke already. Yeah, they did those like other like new Bubsy games, because they did that like, they did another compilation a little while ago, like it was like the 2 Fur, like a couple of years ago. I remember that. But I will say, specifically the reason why it's a little bit different this time, and I know this is going to be insane to say, but every other time it was like some company just ended up getting the license to Bubsy for whatever reason. But this time Atari got it, and like the president of Atari right now just likes Bubsy as a character and is just like, I just want to make a good Bubsy game. Like he apparently the reason why they made Bubsy 4D was because there was a Good Morning America like segment where they talked about Atari trying to come back, like how they've been doing like new merch and stuff like that, and they mentioned that they have the rights to Bubsy and just like made fun of them about it. And so they're basically just going, all right, bitch, here we go then. How about we make a good Bubsy game? Fuck you. Like, that's why they're doing it, I guess.
Look, hey, if you make a good game because you're petty about how bad the last games are, fuck yeah.
That's
funny.
I mean, like Nicholas is saying, like, you could buy a lot of other games just like this. Like, yeah, pretty much. Like, it looks like a schmovement kind of platformer. There's a lot of games like that. You could play like Penny's Big Breakaway or something like that. But excuse me.
You're sleepy, John.
I am. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's okay.
But
I am too.
I just think I think it's funny that they made a game just based on spite, and also B, it's something, it's the fact that they're explicitly just doing this to be like, hey, there's at least there is one good Bubsy game. Like, I don't know. That's funny. That in and of itself is funny to me. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Call of Duty. The reason why I'm mentioning this is just how weird this whole thing, this game trailer was. They showed stuff from the new campaign, and they're really leaning into the like mind bendy, like they're like, it's a co-op campaign and you get like sprayed by gas at one point, and it basically just does a bunch of like Batman Scarecrow shit to your character.
Yeah, but you get to do it as Peter Petrelli from Heroes.
Sure. I believe you.
I wonder if you have to save a cheerleader in that game.
I mean, if you do, you'd save the world, but that's literally all I know about Heroes.
That's literally all there was to Heroes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, there's like a big push against all the like dumb skins that they've been putting in those games too. It's so weird. I don't Call of Duty. It feels like the Call of Duty devs are desperate to do anything other than just make Call of Duty. Like, they're like, can we please just make goofy skins? Can we make a battle royale that's more like engaging and has a bunch of different stuff? And the fan base is just like, no, We want you to make a new realistic military shooter every year for the rest of your lives. That is all we want you to do. And the devs are just like, please let us make Beavis and Butthead in this stupid ass game. Please let us do a bunch of wacky levels where you're fighting against a giant guy in a mech. Please let us do anything else. And everyone's just, no.
Please let us have Snoop Dogg murder somebody with a bong.
No wall running. We don't even want to, like, if you can do some diving, but if you dive too far, that's it. We're going to play Battlefield. Fuck you. It's like it seems miserable to be a Call of Duty dev. Like, other than
working for Microsoft.
Yeah, working for Microsoft and probably having to answer to the U.S. military constantly and all that. Like, genuinely seems like one of the worst jobs in games. Like, just sounds terrible.
Snoop Dogg, blood on the sand. Indeed.
For real.
What if they added 50 to... You add 50 to Call of Duty, I might actually play for 3 seconds.
I mean, 50 Cent kind of seems like a Fortnite kind of guy. I think he should be in Fortnite.
True.
Beavis and Butthead, blood on the sand. I mean, yeah, I would play the shit out of a gritty Beavis and Butthead shooter. Absolutely. Just the day that Beavis gets a gun and things change. Another weird thing that happened at Gamescom Live, the Keighley showcase, is he took a second to mention Silksong, because Silksong was playable at Gamescom, but they didn't do the game, the release date reveal there. They waited 2 days later and then announced the release date, so we know when Silksong's coming out, which is like a week and a half from now, which is the 4th of September. Which, good for y'all, Silksong fans. I feel really, really weird about that game. That is a game that is... People are going to be really mad at that game. I can feel it. It's going to be bad out there.
So here's the thing. I think that there has been this like divisive camp where with all things that get popular, people need to emerge from the woodwork to tell you that they thought it was never actually that good.
That's not what I mean.
No. I'm not even saying that you're saying that. Okay. I'm saying that, like, I feel like the conversation around Hollow Knight is just kind of one of those things where you're better suited when you just don't emotionally engage with any of it, because to me, and I think you also have this opinion, John, like, it's just an okay Metroidvania. Like, it's good, it's fun to play, but it's not like it truly did anything that set my world on fire. Like, I had more fun with Nine Souls. Like, that's way more up my alley.
Nine Souls is so good.
Like, and again, it's doing, like, it probably wouldn't exist without Hollow Knight, so I kind of owe it a debt of gratitude, but also, like, I feel like it's equally disinteresting to just kind of talk about how bad it is, like how bad Hollow Knight is in the opposite direction, or how it's overrated or whatever, because sure, people can feel however they want to feel about it, and like a person less informed than me can just, anyone can just kind of say, Hollow Knight bad, actually, or whatever. But
I did like some of the interviews that have been coming out this week, though, with the developers, where they were everyone's like, so why did it take 7 years? And they're just answering with, because we kept having good ideas and wanted to implement them, and when you take your time, that's just how long it takes to make a game.
Yeah, they're just like, we're chilling. They are the first game to have been made in development heaven, is what everyone was saying, and that's what it sounds like. It was basically just this perfect storm sort of thing, where because Hollow Knight sold so well, they were able to just take as much time as possible as Silksong and do whatever they wanted. And I mean, that's great. Like, almost no other game can do that. It's like, what, like the Stardew Valley dev thing, like that next game that's probably basically in the same boat. probably whatever the next, if the Balatro guy makes another game, that'll probably be how that goes, like it's there's not that many indie devs that can do that, but it's nice when they can.
There isn't, but it's also, I think, a good indicator of what it is like when a game is being made because of a passion for the art of making it, rather than we have to get a product out for the stockholders. Yes. Someone please think about the stockholders.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was
yeah.
Because again, the people behind, Hollow Knight, Team Cherry, I can say with, fairly confident assurance that I think they're having a good time, right? They love the game that they're working on. And the kind of mindset that the kind of people who post in places like Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever is very much kind of, no offense to, wide sweeping those demographics, but the kinds of people who focus on games as content. I think Tim Cherry just wants to make a game that they like.
Yep. Yeah, more what I was saying is just that, like, Silksong has gotten so overhyped because of its long development time frame, and how it's basically become indie Duke Nukem Forever for no real reason. Like, a lot of people who would not give a shit about that game otherwise are now, like, way too hype about it, and they're gonna play it, and they're just gonna be like, wait a minute, this is just a Metroidvania, what? And it's gonna be really weird, and I feel kind of bad about that. I mean, if I'm wrong and everyone just plays it and loves it, then sure, but it just seems like such a weird thing to hold your hat on. It's like, like, Touhou Luna Nights is one of my favorite games of all time, but if they announced Touhou Luna Nights 2, and then it took them 7 or 8 years to make it, I would be like, please give me, but like, if like millions of other people were all of a sudden like, we need Touhou Luna Nights 2 right now, I'd be kind of like, what? Why? Huh?
Oh.
Okay. I mean, sure.
I don't even think that that's like a problem inherently with, Silksong. I think that's an issue where people have come to expect the food pellet when they pound the button as hard as they want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes a good thing takes a while.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like a cynical way to say it, but I think you should be comfortable with maybe not getting what you want for a little while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just a bizarre scenario, but it's coming out soon. It's
exciting.
Silksong is real. It's coming out. People have played it.
People are allowed to feel happy that a game is coming out, but I also feel like you can absolutely be victim to your own expectations, but you are the only one responsible for your own expectations of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Having said that,
mm-hmm.
the only thing I was excited by for Gamescom was Densha Attack.
Densha Attack?
Where you get to play as a skateboarding bus.
That's true. Or it's like a train, right? Isn't it like a...
yeah, it's a train.
Yeah.
I misspoke. Okay. The transit heads are going to kill me.
They are. You better be ready.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you fucking better be. Man, this webpage is kind of a mess. Scroll around it, and there's just so much. Yeah, here's Densha Attack. Tony Hawk and Jet Set Radio. I mean, I don't know if I'd say that, but I don't know. That game does seem pretty cool. Something that I was interested in from Gamescom, like I said there were like 3 things that seemed good. One of them was Bubsy 4D. And then the second one was, hey, they're just making a new Batman Arkham game, but it's Lego.
Yep.
And I really love the Arkham games. I love Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I never played Arkham Knight, I never played Arkham Origins. I played Arkham Knight, and that game is just okay. But
Arkham Origins, I have weird feelings about because it's not a good game necessarily, but it has some of my... I like it more than the games that are better. It's very weird to say like that.
You have to explain that one.
But I think Batman Arkham Knight is an absolute dog shit game with bad writing, bad car controls, a mediocre open world, and Batman that Batman was, it had an open world that I liked a little bit more, and that's pretty much it. It was Arkham Asylum closer in combat, with the feeling of Arkham Asylum, or not Arkham Asylum, but the second one. It was a buggier version of the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the bugs were fun.
Okay. Let's see. But yeah, it seems like they're just doing that, but for a Lego game. It's a little interesting here. It's called Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. They're gonna have open world stuff going on. And it seems like it's gonna just be taking a bunch of little bits from a bunch of different places. I was seeing some leaks earlier before this that that they were going to be announcing a Batman game that was a Lego Batman game that just had like all the different movie Batmen, like like George Clooney and Robert Pattinson,
the best one,
et cetera, et cetera. Just all the different ones from all the different live action adaptations. But it seems like what they showed so far is mostly Nolan stuff. But there's little things here and there that are from some of the other ones, and there's references to other games and shows and the like. Like, it kind of seems like they're just going to pick and choose from every single Batman thing that they want. But it does kind of seem that it's a little more focused on the Nolan stuff. Because it's like, they showed like Bane.
I mean, also, if you're advertising a Batman game that has all of the different movies in it, you want to advertise the one that is the most well-remembered.
Yeah, the one that won awards, Yeah,
the award winner, the one that is totally the best, absolutely the best. I would never say that the Nolan movies are actually bad Batman movies, but a really good Joker movie.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm down to drive around in the Batman tank, the Tumbler. I want to drive around in that. That's a cool car. And the bike too. That's a cool bike.
I hope we can get rid of a bomb. But sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
That's the kind of stuff I want. I want to see super serious Christopher Nolan Batman trying to get rid of a cartoon bomb. That's what I want to see in this. But yeah, it looks really fun. I'm excited for that. I really like those Arkham games, like I said, and I would love to just play another one of those, but goofy. And sure, sounds great. Let's see here. Okay, another bit of news that was at Gamescom and is also kind of its own thing here and there too. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which Digital Eclipse is doing. It's their big Mortal Kombat Classics edition here. Let me see if they have a full list of games.
They haven't announced every single one yet.
I think they have. I think these are the last ones.
No, I think there's one remaining that they haven't.
Okay. Well, according to this here, it's got 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3, Trilogy, 4, Advance, Deadly Alliance, and Tournament Edition. And then they just announced that they are also going to have Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero and Mortal Kombat Special Forces, which were the shitty PS1 beat 'em up.
No. Mythologies was weird side-scrolling beat 'em up. Special Forces was absolute dog shit 3D.
Right? Yeah,
beat 'em up.
I mean, that's why I said beat 'em ups. I didn't say 2D or 3D.
Yeah,
they're both beat 'em ups though. But then the last thing, which is the bit of news that I found actually interesting, because I'm not a Mortal Kombat guy. I'm sorry to say, but I will say They are including a version of Mortal Kombat 3, which is the WaveNet Arcade Edition, which was a version of the game that was tested around Chicago, which would let you play online, like broadband, arcade machine to arcade machine, that never got publicly released and hasn't been playable at all since 1997. Like, this was lost media.
Yeah, there were 2 versions of it made to test, and that's it. And that's kind of cool.
And so, yeah, this is going to be the first time that it is playable in a wide capacity. Like, this was never, like, dumped or anything. It has different balance. Like, they've rebalanced the characters, and Noob Saibot is in this. Like, this is the only version of Mortal Kombat 3 that Noob Saibot is in. So if you're a Noob Saibot fan, there you go. But, I mean, I just think it's cool from, like, a historical standpoint that they're just like, yeah, here's the weird, unreleased arcade version of Ultimate MK3 that nobody's played unless you're, like, you were Ed Boon's nephew or something, you know? Like,
unless you hung out at the same arcade as Ed Boon's nephew.
Exactly, yeah. So, you know, it's cool. Hopefully they do some sort of collection for, like, the PS2 games, because there should be a way to play Shaolin Monks with online with someone else. Which I haven't played. I just know that Shaolin Monks is one of the ones that people really like, and that's the beat 'em up. That's the co-op beat 'em up.
Yeah, they should have that. That game rules. Like,
yeah, they should have that with online. But yeah, really cool that they're just like, yeah, here's. Okay, yeah, and it does say that is the final lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is the final lineup. Let's see here. A lot of the stuff wasn't at Gamescom. This is just like stuff that was around Gamescom. IGN, can you behave?
How could they when they laid off all their editors? I'm so mad.
There's gonna be a multiplayer DLC for Ghost of Yotei next year.
Yep.
Sure.
I think it's cool that they announced that already, because that was just like an addition that they made to the original that actually was good, unlike the original game.
Let's see here. They showed off the Indiana Jones DLC, which again, Microsoft. But they showed that, and also they're gonna put it on Switch too, which is a little scary. I can't really imagine that game running on Switch 2, but maybe I don't know. They'll figure something out, I guess.
I mean, it does have the power of a PS4, so.
They had a bunch of Fallout Season 2 stuff for the show.
I mean, they had a short teaser, but.
Yeah.
We got to see the actors. Yay! Yeah. And hey, we know all of it. All of what they said is true because Todd Howard was not on stage.
Exactly. They announced, I think this leaked a while ago, but they announced the Sekiro anime.
Yeah.
Which is called Sekiro No Defeat. And there was a lot of pretty understandable but also a little misinformed controversy about this, because some people dug up the company that is making this, which is QZIL.LA.
Yeah,
Qzilla. And their website mentions that they use generative. They are open to using generative AI in their productions. And so some people went like frame by frame and was like, basically he's got a smear frame where he's got like an extra finger, and it's like,
that's just how animation works. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the animation did look weird, but it didn't look AI generated weird. It just looked unappealing to me.
Yeah. I thought it looked kind of bad. But yeah, they came out and said, no, it's hand drawn. This isn't generative at all. So there's that at least. But yeah, I also kind of thought it didn't look great.
Yeah, things are allowed to look bad. That doesn't mean they're AI generated. It just means they look bad.
I mean, but yeah, that's also just part of the shittiness of generative AI is that everyone's just so hyper vigilant now.
And it's poisoned the well, which is understandable. For everything. Like it's
understandable why you would be, but like it also just sucks.
Like when they had when they first started showing off the Final Fantasy Magic cards, a couple of them started accusing one of the artists of being using AI, and it's like, no, I know that guy. That's just his style. Like his style sucks, but that's just how he draws. Like that's it's also not AI.
A lot of the artists that have those kinds of art styles are the first ones to get poached for the AI models.
Yep.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. Like Crystal made a post on Blue Sky recently that was just like, why does Wikipedia read like it was written by ChatGPT? And I was just like, well, no, it's just ChatGPT is written by Wikipedia. That's why. Like, it just
Yeah, it really has gotten frustrating because it is like having friends of mine accused of being using AI, and it's like, no, the people just draw differently. Like it's okay.
I have been accused of using AI writing in the past because I just like using M dashes.
Yeah, I love using fucking M dashes. I love using goddamn ellipses. Like, I'm sorry, you will pull my ... from my cold dead fucking hands.
They announced Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 4. We're doing a new one of those. It's being made by King Art Games, which is a little different. But I really like the first one of those. I haven't played any of the other ones, but I like Dawn of War 1 quite a bit. Does anyone else have any opinions about Warhammer Dawn of War?
Not really.
I think the funniest thing about those games were... so this is going to sound meaner than I intend it to be, but I promise that like those games are all like at least competent, except for the ones that aren't. My first experience with those games was playing one of them when I had literally like barely any knowledge about like RTSs or things of that nature, and just kind of being like, there is no way that they all play like this. It is insane that games play like this. And then I played other RTSs and then found out a lot of them do, but that game also kind of is like the worst possible entry point to a person who doesn't know anything about RTSs.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there.
There was a trailer for Lords of the Fallen 2, which is the third Lords of the Fallen game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I liked the opening. When I was watching the opening with some friends of mine, and they started freaking out. They're like, "Oh, it's the new Black Myth game!" Oh, and me being the Black Myth Wukong hater, just immediately went, "No, it's not. There are women in this trailer."
Yeah,
but Sword of Legends looks like it could be cool.
Ron Gilbert is making a roguelike RPG that is an auto-scrolling sort of dealio. It looks like a sort of like a commando kinda. You know, you're just constantly moving upwards.
Yeah.
That looks neat.
The art style looks pretty interesting.
They have got some Final Fantasy XIV mentioned.
Yeah.
They're doing the Monster Hunter collab again.
Yep.
I think the thing that I said out loud when that announcement happened was, "Oh no, now they're gonna make my game run bad."
I can't wait to fight Omega at 30 FPS at like 22 FPS on my high-end PC.
And then he'll be like the behemoth in Monster Hunter World, and will just be filled with one-shots.
I can't wait to eat shit to have somebody be like, "Hey, it's the Larbird Ray." What the fuck is Larbird, man? What the fuck is Larbird? I don't understand.
It's very simple. It's either starboard or larboard. I don't know what there is to get confused about.
Larbird is left.
That's true, it is. I don't know, most of this other stuff I didn't really pay too much attention to, because there was a lot of trailers here that were for Chinese gacha games that looked exactly like other games. Like, I can't imagine working on one of those, because one of them was genuinely like when the trailer started, it showed some characters in cars, and I was just like, oh, I guess they're adding cars to Zenless Zone Zero, because all of those characters just look like Zenless Zone Zero characters. All the environments look like Zenless Zone Zero. Like, I played that game for a while. I know some of those characters, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's Zenless Zone Zero. Yeah, I played that. And it was not. It was a separate game. Like, what? It's the exact same art style, and there's a bunch of games that are just doing that. It's seriously, like, it feels like gacha games have gotten to the point where they are so desperate for anything, they are trying to, like, trick grandmas into buying it for their kids. Like, they're doing that, basically, but for sad gacha game players who, I guess, don't want to play the games that they're, like, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. What's going on? Why, like, it seems very sad. It seems very sad how, like, desperate it is.
It is exceedingly painful as a person who enjoys, like, anime aesthetic and things like JRPGs to see what they've done. Every time I get interested in, like, an art style where I think it might be a new JRPG property, it ends up being a gacha, and I fall for it every time. Every single time.
I'm sorry. The winner, the biggest winner of the Felford Again Award at Gamesline.
It's me. I try to keep whimsy in my heart in all things, and you keep getting me, gacha games. I don't want to roll for the PNG.
I want to buy the game once and have all the PNGs there already.
They already tricked me into playing Wuthering Waves because, like, literally the character on the banner was, like, a white-haired woman, and then, like, you can imagine that, like, I got wafted toward it like a fucking animated wolf next to, like, a pie on a ledge. And I played it, and I got her on my literal first roll, and then I went, this game sucks, and then I never opened it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very, like, well, I'm sure we'll find out what all these games are like when Rose gets around to them, so...
Wow.
You know, we
True, though.
Yep.
I just don't have the energy to play not one, but multiple games that feel like they're constantly trying to... And I don't use this word lightly, but it literally feels like they're trying to colonize my time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what a lot of games are these days. It is just, you need to log in every day, you need to do this every day, or you're missing out. And, you know, like, we'll probably talk about it in a little bit, but yeah, like, I mean, I play Umamusume, and I log in every day, and I play for a little bit, but, like, I do that because I think it's a fun game, not because I feel like I need to.
Listen, second monitor audience, I need you to pay... I'm snapping my fingers. Pay attention real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you permission. I'm freeing you. You don't need to do your dailies unless you want to. You're free. If you're in a dungeon right now in 14 and you're not having a good time just because it was like the daily thing and you could just say goodbye to your teammates and close the game. Just, you're free. I'm liberating you.
Go.
But those are the best ones.
I mean, if you like it, then go ahead.
But you should be there because you want to be, and not because you're doing, like, the Destiny 2 thing where I've loaded into the map and everyone's already on the boss encounter before I've even picked my gun up.
Yep. I do love a lot of friends of mine, for some reason, I don't know why, all started playing Destiny 2 again for some reason this last week.
I'm sorry.
I wonder what happened.
There was an expansion, right? I think so.
The president of Bungie got replaced.
Oh, I mean...
Was putting in their, like, 1 year coin worth it?
It's very weird to me how everyone is like, oh, the game's gonna be good now. And it's like, y'all...
Now?
Y'all, just because
Maybe in
they
a few
fired
years.
one of the guys who made the game bad, like, does
not going to happen
not mean
overnight.
it's going to be good.
Like the guy, like it's not like the guy leaves and then they're like, okay, well, this entire time behind his back, we have redone everything about this game, and we just have to press the go button, and we've been waiting for him to leave to do it. Like, what?
If I'm going to use an extended metaphor here, this is like the equivalent of someone deciding to move into like the Resident Evil 7 mold house because the family announced they vacuumed the carpet. There's already problems too far down to just fix it with something like that.
Oh my god!
You know what? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just like knowing what happens in that game, that just kind of makes me a little sad because they would try to fix that house if they
just build a
could.
new one.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7. That's a great game. But yeah, speaking of Resident Evil, hey, they also did Resident Evil Requiem, the 9th one. They had some people got to play it, and they showed footy, and it looks pretty cool.
They're playing football? They're playing soccer?
No.
There was
They
some
got footage.
Okay, sorry. Photography, as they would say in Germany.
Sure. They showed there's going to be a stalker enemy. Yay! Everyone loves those. Which I mean, I'm ambivalent. I can take or leave the stalker enemy.
I'm still a tiny, sad, pathetic little infant baby child who can't handle horror games because I get too stressed out.
Too spoopy.
But I will definitely enjoy watching someone else play it, or if someone of strong enough will enough wants to sign me up to torture myself with it, I will definitely do it for money.
I'm just gonna wait for Jackson.
I'm not gonna do it to hurt you, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
There's our new media franchise. Force Lily to play horror games.
That can, maybe that'll be a Patreon thing. I don't know.
We can ease you in. We can start by co-op Resident Evil 6, which is a terrible, terrible game, but incredibly fun in co-op.
No, you have to start lower. Start me on like Garten of Banban.
Perfect.
That shit's scary for different reasons. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Looks really good. I don't really have too much else to say. It's like, it's scary. You're running away from a fucked up creature.
That's all you really need at the end of the day for a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, she's weak to light, which is like, I guess, how they're finally explaining why they can't go into the safe room. It's like, oh, this room has a light on, so now she can't get into it. And it's like, well, I mean, Nemesis can walk into light, but I guess he just didn't like that room.
Yeah.
It smells bad.
Yeah. He's like, ugh, with his no-nose. It smelled so bad, he smelt it through his, like, whatever organs are up there. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, was there anything else that they talked about at Gamescom that caught y'all's fancy? Because that was kind of it for me.
I said my piece.
Yeah, I kind of... Yeah, there wasn't much for me.
It was kind of a slog to watch. That's what I would say.
I didn't mind opening night. Outside of, like, there were a couple of segments that were, like, 10 minutes too long. However, actually, I do want to point out one moment. Mm-hmm. There was the moment where the guy came out to talk about games about democracy and how important they are now. And I realized, kind of thinking about it, that if this was like the Game Awards or the Summer Games Fest, no matter how much money you gave to Jeff Keighley, he would never allow that on stage.
Sure. I mean, I must have like gotten up and
but because they are in Europe, they were allowed to have a guy get up and talk about the spread of fascism for a couple of minutes.
Sure. I don't remember that. When was that? I mean, no offense, but...
Yeah, it was just like, hey, our special game, it was like practically like it was a games initiative thing.
Sure.
Starting with a game about the rise of fascism in World War II. But it was a very weird moment for me because I was like, yeah, he would never allow that in any of the US shows, but because he's here, he can kind of get away with something.
That just happened, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it briefly there a second ago about Pete Parsons is leaving Bungie.
Yep.
He's been there for...
Destiny 2 is saved, apparently.
He's been CEO since 2016. He was originally there in 2002, was the executive producer of Halo 2 and 3. He is being replaced by one Justin Truman, who is currently the studio's chief development officer. And I mean, that's kind of all we know right now. And Marathon is we still have no idea what's going on with that. If that game's ever going to come out, who knows? I don't believe it. I won't believe that game is out until it is, or will ever come out until I see it on shelves. That game, no.
Not real.
Not real. Lorelai, do you have anything to say about this whole goings down?
No, not really. I mean, I already said everything. Like, I'm baffled that people are like, I'm going back, the game's saved. It's like, no.
Is it? How about you, Laurel or Lily? Do you care about what's going on with Destiny now?
I can safely say that as a person who has kept my not playing Destiny 2 badge for multiple years now, I don't intend to take that off at any point in the near future.
Okay.
I like having my money.
You're wearing a lot of like little badges and awards right now. You know, you've got the Tricked by Gotcha award, you've got the Hasn't Played Destiny 2 in a While award. Let's see what other awards you get by the end of this episode.
Oh, I mean, I can only imagine that they're going to stack up like Call of Duty medals.
You're going to be able to prestige by the end of this, yeah.
I'm going to have a golden AK.
Yeah.
Yo?
You're gonna have a move where you turn into Beavis and you do great cornholio and you kick someone in their nads and
in the ding dong.
Yeah, some real great stuff going down in Call of Duty.
I'm moving up.
I mean, truly,
we all are. Okay, let's see here. All right, we're gonna do one more. Microsoft, please divest from Israel. We stand with the BDS movement to boycott them, and they need to fucking stop helping with genocide. And the next Forza game has basically pretty much just been completely leaked.
Oh, where are we going now?
We're going to Japan.
Ooh.
An Australian car importer said that they had the Forza team over in their location scanning a bunch of K cars because there weren't any in America, so they went over to Australia and scanned the cars and told them that the next Forza was going to be in Japan, and apparently it's going to get announced at TGS, and all this stuff is leaked already because of this. This is posted on Instagram, and I guess they weren't told not to talk about it on Instagram. So
that's funny.
There you go.
That's funny.
It is pretty funny. Like, all things considered, it's pretty funny.
Yep.
Do any of us care about Forza? I don't think I've played any of them.
I like the Forza games, but I like Forza Horizon. Like, I like the Horizon stuff. Okay. I liked the last one because it was in areas that I'm actually kind of familiar with. So it was kind of fun driving through Guanajuato and seeing like, oh yeah, they did render the building I used to get really drunk off of Irish cream coffees because I didn't know that they were using Baileys when I was a kid.
Okay.
I used to play dominoes with funny old men in there.
Sure.
But I liked that game. Other than that, I honestly don't give two shits about Forza. I don't like the circuit track racing ones.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a racist. I don't play lots of car games. I mean, okay, I can be persuaded to play a thrilling round of Mario Kart. I can't do like the racing, like just on like a circle type games. Like the people who play and like have like their the thrust masters with all of like the the wheels and the knobs, like, and they only play like NASCAR or whatever. Those people scare me. But I don't know. I'm like the kind of person that likes Blur. I like it when the car explodes. I like Burnout. I can't do Forza.
I mean, Forza Horizon is more that. Like, Forza Motorsport is the serious one, and Horizon is the arcadey one, but
or Motorstorm. Remember Motorstorm?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how Microsoft moves forward.
I'd like for them to go out of business. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, next bit of news here. So, I don't know. Do we want to keep doing news? Are we on a roll with news? Is that what we're feeling?
Just keep doing news.
That's what we're feeling. All right.
We can talk about the Vitribel.
We can. It is Fat Fuck Sunday because they showed Mega Victory Bell, and Mega Victory Bell is big as shit. It's just a big old motherfucker.
I couldn't believe that was real. It looked like that one of those fake images, like the one fake Pokemon where he had an acorn smashed into his head or whatever it was. I could not believe that it was real.
It's pretty good though. But yeah, they haven't given too much details about it. They did say that its poison will be able to pierce through metal, which, if you don't know Pokemon, Steel-type Pokemon are immune to Poison-type moves, so that may be saying something about, oh hey, maybe it's gonna have some sort of ability or something that'll make its Poison-type moves hit Steel-type moves. Yeah. Or Steel-type Pokemon. Other than that, yeah, they're just making a Victory Bell that's stronger. I think they even said that it's gonna just be grass poison, like they're not changing the typing or anything. But this is also basically just completely confirmed a list of leaked megas that came out recently, because it's one of those things where, like, Mega Dragonite, that's something that a lot of people could guess, but Mega Victory Bell, that's one of those things where, like, if they weren't absolutely gonna do it, nobody's gonna guess that. So I'm not going to read it off, but there is a list out there that is pretty decent. There's some cool ones on there. So you can look that up yourself if you so choose. And yeah, they also had this trailer with Mega Victory Bell where they like were. It was like a horror movie almost. It was pretty weird.
Yeah,
just I kind of
very Resident Evil looking.
Yeah, it was like a Resident Evil thing, but with a fat plant.
That's called Little Shop of Horrors. Hope that helps.
That, you know what? Yeah, it was like Little Shop of Horrors. And it was spewing poison all over the fucking place. It was nasty. That game's gonna be good though. I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm excited for it. I loved Arceus, so like Arceus was my first time actually playing to the quote-unquote quotation fingers end of a Pokemon game. Mm-hmm. And then Scarlet and Violet I finished, and then I went back and did Sword and Shield. Hey, those games, you'd be shocked how good Scarvio is now. I'm having fun with it still.
Oh, a new badge is descending from the heavens. It has pierced my lapel. It reads, has never finished a Pokemon game.
Woo! We'll fix that one of these days. No.
New video idea. John, like, puts me in a chair and Ludovicos me with Pokemon content until I understand.
I mean, that kind of sounds fun. I don't know. I'll do that. I'd be down to do that. Let's see here. Okay, so to keep the Pokemon stuff going, they also just recently had the Pokemon World Championships, and they showed some stuff. You know, they showed a couple of little things from Legends ZA, which is like the battle system and all that. They were showing that there's going to be like 1v1v1v1 competitive thing where you're going to be able to battle against three other people, and stuff like that. But they confirmed that next year, Pokemon Champions is going to replace Scarlet and Violet as the competitive Pokemon game. So they are going... What I'm guessing, they didn't say this, but I'm guessing that Champions is just going to be their way of having competitive Pokemon, having a somewhat balanced way to play those games. So that way in the future, new Pokemon games can be more experimental, and they don't have to worry about screwing up the competitive aspect. They also said that, Megas are going to be in there. They showed, like, this, like, bracelet that the characters are going to have, and then it had, like, Mega Evolution and Z moves, and, like, I think it also had the hat, the Terra. Had Terra on there. No Dynamax. They didn't show Dynamax stuff, but I'm guessing, they didn't, it's probably just, like, on the underside of it or whatever, so... they're just gonna probably be like, hey, you can use Dynamax in this season, or you can use Megas in this season. They'll just swap around every once in a while, so they can bring back all the old stuff, which I think is really cool. Like, I absolutely think that is exactly what they should be doing, because, like, just putting that stuff in the past is kind of lame. Like, it makes sense why... For a balance sort of thing, it's like, okay, like, we don't want it to be like, you can have Megas and Z moves and Dynamax and Terra all at once. But just have it be something that you can rotate it in and out, so that way new Pokemon can use old stuff, and old Pokemon can use new stuff. Like, I like that this will be something that they'll be able to do from now on. They also said that there is going to be a free version of Champions, which is on Switch 1 and 2 and mobile, and there will be a paid version on Switch 2 and Switch 1, which they haven't really described what that means exactly. Like, what a paid version will mean and what the free version will allow you to do. Like, I'm guessing that they'll have, like, microtransactions for the, like, for something, I don't know. But then also because I think they said that, like, all the, like, points that you use to, like, generate your Pokemon are gonna be... they said that you can get it through battling, but I'm sure that they'll just be like, but if you don't want to battle, you just want to get it done, pay some money. But then, what does the paid version do then? Is it just, like, do you just buy the paid version, and then it's just like, okay, you could just generate whatever Pokemon you want, fuck it? I don't know. We'll see. At the very least, we will know by August 28th of next year, because that is when Worlds is next year. So Champions will be out by then, at least.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I would think that it's out a good bit before that, because, they need to give people a chance to make their teams before Worlds. So, One more bit of Nintendo stuff here. There was also a Nintendo Direct this past week for Kirby Air Riders, which, hey, we had the return of Masahiro Sakurai to a Nintendo Direct. I'm not trying to be too much of a kiss ass, but it was nice to see
There's no
him
one
again.
better than Sakurai at Nintendo Directing.
It was nice to see him again, for real. Like, a lot of people have talked about how frustrating, Nintendo Directs and the Nintendo Directification of game presentations have been. And I understand that for the most part, but, like, the reason why those early Nintendo Directs worked was because the people that were presenting them had personalities. Like, you had Iwata and Reggie and, what's his name? Bill Trinan. And all that. And then for all the Smash Bros. Stuff, he had Sakurai. And Sakurai is, like, the last guy from that era who's still doing this stuff. And, like, he's still just out there being the huge gaming dweeb, So I had a great time watching that for sure. And game looks great.
Yeah, looks like a ton of fun. I'm excited to use 2 buttons.
Yeah, it's got 2 buttons.
And that's actually not a joke. I'm excited about the expansion into 2 buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby's Air Ride rules.
They went through, he went through so many little things. I'm not going to sit there and just rattle everything off, but there's a bunch of characters. They even went into, oh, hey, we've got some characters from some new games. So a lot of people were worried that Sakurai was just going to be like, no, I'm not going to put in anything from, like, post-me Kirby. We're not going to put in anyone from, like, Planet Robobot or whatever, but they are. Like, I think Magalore and Susie and some of those characters from those games are in there. But also, Chef Kawasaki's in there. And so is the Starman enemy. The guy with the cape. Who I'm probably going to play as, because I love that guy. But then they broke the lore, because everyone can use copy abilities now. It's not just Kirby. So the lore is shattered, and nothing will be the same again. But yeah, it looks great. It looks really good. I haven't played Kirby Air Riders.
Oh, you're in for a treat. I really liked Air Ride, so...
I have a copy of Air Ride. It is just scratched, and I am scared to try to use it because I just scared. I don't want it to be broken. I don't know. Also, it is very funny seeing like all the UI stuff in that game, and it's just very much Smash Ultimate UI. Like, yeah, it's his Michiru Sakurai is his wife who does all the UI for his games, and don't get me wrong, she can do no wrong. She does great work, but it is just very funny. Alright, we got 2 more bits of news here. First off, some slight spoilers from Metal Gear Solid Delta. I mean, other than the fact that it's the same thing as the original, so, I mean, there's not really anything else you can really spoil from that game. But, there's an Easter egg in the original version of Metal Gear Solid 3 called the Guy Savage demo, which was a proof of concept demo for a hack and slash game where you fought vampires. And I think it got removed from some of the future versions of the game. It was just something that was going to be like a proof of concept thing. A lot of people were like, oh, this might be like a Castlevania thing. Yada, yada, yada. Well, they did this new remake, and crazily enough, they put this demo back in, and specifically they asked Platinum Games to do a more fleshed out version of it and put it in the game. Which, it's pretty crazy. I mean, that's probably the most, like, interesting thing about this game, I would say, honestly. Like, the most, what's the word? When you're trying ambitious, the most ambitious thing in this remake, I would say, which is a little disappointing to say. But,
you didn't like the sentence mixing?
I mean, I do, but I wouldn't call that ambitious. I would just call it weird and funny, because that was hysterical. That even though they brought the voice actors back to do a bunch of promotion for this game, I guess they didn't do any new voiceover. So they just did YouTube poop voice, sentence mixing for some of the lines in the game to cover up, like, Major Zero saying square button or whatever, which is really good.
Video games.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's out on the 28th. That's soon. Bizarre. Last bit of news here. If you know the name Rod Ferguson, you may be aware that Bro has been involved with a lot of games, specifically games that are a bit long in the tooth development-wise.
Yeah.
He helped with BioShock Infinite. He helped with Diablo 4, Gears of War, etc., etc. Well, now he is back in the BioShock mines because BioShock 4 is apparently in trouble and has been taking a long time, which I don't know why someone's trying to make BioShock. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why. they're making it because they think it'll make money, but also who the fuck wants BioShock 4? But yeah, he went from working at Blizzard and doing stuff for Diablo to now going back to doing BioShock for BioShock 4. There's some talk that, you know, he has taken a lot more credit for this kind of stuff than he should have been, and that he's hard to work with. I don't really know too much about the whole situation. I've just been seeing some people being like, yeah, he's kind of a jackass at times and all that, but I don't know. This whole situation is just like, I don't know who this is for. Like, and it's not even just like BioShock Infinite did what it did or whatever. It's like even if BioShock Infinite didn't have its stupid ass like both sides racism shit, they would like they kind of wrote themselves into a corner, and that they were just kind of like, well, we explained away every BioShock sequel that could ever possibly exist. So why would we ever do that? And now someone's coming.
The whole ending conceit of BioShock Infinite is that it is an infinitely recyclable concept.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you should infinitely recycle it.
Yep, but they're never gonna stop.
Yeah, what I more mean is just like, yeah, they pointed out that it's infinitely recyclable, but I feel like them pointing that out just poisons the well for it forever. It's just like, okay, then yeah, now we just know how it's gonna go now. Why should we play this story? It's gonna be the same thing over and over again, and I mean, you know, they could just not do that, but I don't know. It's bizarre. But then why make it BioShock?
I mean, I feel like, again, we know why it wants to be BioShock the same way, like Prey is Prey, despite not being anything like the original Prey.
Mm-hmm.
Because people vaguely know what that is, so they'll buy it.
Sure.
And especially with something like I don't know, is anyone here a particularly big BioShock fan?
No.
No.
I haven't even finished it. I kind of thought it was bad.
So the funny thing is, BioShock and I have a grudge.
Oh, you have a grudge? Okay, you go ahead, because I was going to say I have a fucked up opinion about BioShock Infinite.
Oh, I don't have a grudge. BioShock has a grudge against me. I might have told this story before, but I have never finished BioShock, but it's never been my fault. I've counted, to date, I have started playing BioShock 7 times.
That's a lot.
And every single time, either my data gets wiped, my saves get corrupted, or the game like undergoes some kind of structural collapse in the background, and it just won't let me progress. And I've just kind of written that whole game off as like a, you know what? Maybe this is like a deeper screed into, you know, my right to play a video game and have free will. I'm using my free will. Want me. It doesn't want me.
Yeah. My fucked up opinion about BioShock Infinite is I think the gameplay is decent, and I kind of like the gameplay. I thought the story was bad, but for a lot of people think that the gameplay is also really bad. But I thought the gameplay was fun. Ish.
As a shooter enjoyer, I feel like at the time that it came out, it was coming out during a glut of some not horribly inspiring shooters. Mm-hmm. So having a game that even had mechanics beyond invert a man with a rocket was something. And the thing was, I have replayed BioShock Infinite since it originally came out, and it is so thoroughly outclassed in both story and like any kind of even moderately interesting gunplay that it's just like, I don't telling your banal like weird centrist take about how people of both the underclass and the upper class are capable of doing harm when you coincidentally associate people of the lower class specifically of people who are racially marginalized. Really stupid, really bad.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have thought. Maybe you should have gotten a general manager to tell you to not do that instead of.
Ken.
but it's just like go play like System Shock 1 or 2 and like let that dead horse go like a weekend without getting beaten with canes.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I agree.
Yeah. I genuinely, it was BioShock Infinite that made me never want to go back and actually finish BioShock.
Why is that?
Just reading, hearing the story, I just immediately lost all interest in it as a franchise.
That's fair.
Like, Infinite just, boy, that just sounded like dog water.
I liked flying around on the rails.
I mean, frankly, hey, someone want to plunder a good idea? Just take that part of BioShock and make a better game.
Yeah.
Give me Sonic the Hedgehog rail grinding, and also a first-person shooter. And also give it a soundtrack that sounds like Jet Set Radio Future. And also give me $100 million.
Just do all that stuff, and also maybe just in the next Jet Set Radio, just give them guns, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, if they made a Jet Set Radio that also like that had its DNA forcibly grafted with something like Splatoon,
that could be cool.
I mean, that might be what that Splatoon spin-off is.
I've always like enjoyed like the aesthetic of those kinds of games where it's like it is very clearly trying to do like a street fashion and like graffiti type thing. And like, again, tying it back to stuff like BioShock, it is interesting that they're always trying to do this, like, what is the name of that art movement in specific that BioShock is in love with?
Art Deco.
Yeah, that, like, I don't feel, like, if you wanted to have anything going for BioShock, at least they have the Art Deco aesthetic, but, like, otherwise... Having a guy come along and try to general manage a bad idea out of a hole, it's still going to be a bad idea. It's just going to be a published bad idea.
Yeah. But then 2K is going to feel like they did something.
I'm sure they aren't. I'm sure the publishers will definitely feel like they did something.
Yeah, 2K is the publisher. That's what I'm saying. All right. Well, that's the news from the past while. Took us a while to get through all that. That was a lot.
I mean, it was a lot of news. It's Gamescom, and it's not even over yet.
That's true. It's still going as we speak. Games are still coming. But, we've been gaming a little bit recently. Lily, why don't you go ahead? Yeah, why don't you talk about stuff? Because you seem to be the person who's played the most gaming of the past
Only if you
while.
come and do it with me, John, because we're going to talk together about the Trails in the Sky demo.
We could do that. I can absolutely do that. I've only played a little bit. I didn't play any more because I played some last night, and then I was busy today. So I'm going to play more later. But Trails in the Sky, the first chapter remake, shit's really good. It's really
absolutely.
good.
So I am in like the best possible position to have like a relatively recent view of both the old game and the new game. Mm-hmm. I was kind of shocked how much of the old game was very apparently still alive in the remake. Mm-hmm. And like, because again, like we have things like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which are relatively like they're still in the public consciousness, and everything about those games is very much just like Final Fantasy VII 2. This, like, a lot of the characters are all, like, exactly as they were. They're just voice acted now. The environments are exactly as they were. They're just higher fidelity and 3D now. Mm-hmm. And, okay, I don't want to be contentious just for the purpose of being contentious. I know that I am a JRPG sicko, and that means that I have forgotten what it means to, like, be appreciative of something more simple, you know? I personally didn't like the combat that much for Trails in the Sky First Chapter's original version. And I personally think that the remake's combat is much more interesting to me personally.
All right. I don't think anyone's going to kill you about that. If they do, calm down a little bit on their part. But
I mean,
I love the combat.
I understand like how people could be like, oh, I like the kind of like really soft like PSP models of the original game, and like this all lends back to my like the argument I've made before that all the best games are impressionistic, where you're not meant to one-to-one recreate a fictional scene, you should be giving an impression of it. But I don't hate the new art direction. I don't hate the new models. I still think Estelle is charming as heck. I really enjoy her character. The funny thing is like now being like partway into the middle of second chapter the way I am, I can kind of appreciate her way more archetypically anime introduction as far as the series goes, because like she's very archetypical in the first chapter. She's very like she's a Genki girl.
Yeah,
she wants to hit the ground running in all things, and so it's nice playing second chapter at the same time, where it's like you can kind of see how quickly she has grown up, because I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that all of Trails in the Sky, like that entire character arc, takes place in, I think, 2 years. So her going from that to the character that she becomes in second chapter kind of makes me appreciate how lively she is now, because I know what she's going to be later. Speaking in particular about first chapter without getting into second chapter stuff, I think basically every quality of life edition is welcome. You've got fast traveling now. You have like the orbment system is a lot less clumsy. Like you don't have to open up your journal to make sure that you're building for the right spells and then like toggle back and forth. The game just says, put this in the orbment to get the things that you want. It introduces mechanics at a much faster clip. Like you get just the chain attacks and stuff immediately, because that's stuff that they borrowed from second chapter. And the thing that's still alive in this game, the reason I mentioned it previously, was the thing that John and I had a conversation about off the podcast. I didn't really appreciate it until Rose pointed it out. Every character has so much goddamn dialogue in these games. Like, you will have one beat of plot progression. Like, you will finish one quest where it's like, go from your job to the first dungeon. And I think you posted on Blue Sky about it, John, where it's like a guy's like, I gotta ask my girlfriend out. I'm finally gonna do it. And then by the time you've come back, he's done it. And now he's like upset because she won't say yes to him because he asked in a back alley.
Yeah, so she's just like, this isn't the place. Like, I want to say yes, but he should have asked me somewhere better. And it's like, that's so good. Like, these people are having lives. And it feels so real. I love it. I love it.
Again, playing second chapter right now, it's so strange to see that continuity is preserved in the context of, like, this random NPC who you literally don't need to talk to. Over the course of an entire game, you come back and her cat has now had multiple kittens that she is struggling to name in the second one, and that is copacetic in the remake, too. She just... Her cat that she has in the second game is still a kitten. And so, like, you have... So, like... Okay. This is going to end up becoming a bigger conversation, but I feel like I need to talk about it. It's an issue that I have with, like, AAA JRPGs. Like, we'll use Final Fantasy XIV as an example. The thing I want more than anything from these games is not, like, individual poor level graphic fidelity. It's not like, I don't know, Dwayne The Rock Johnson coming and voice acting Noctis.
No.
I don't want like any of those things. What I want is a world that it feels like someone has given more than 30 minutes worth of thought to and put a bunch of people who actually live in it. And that is why it is so easy to appreciate both, the Trails remake and the games that I'm playing right now, is because it feels like someone thought so much about how all of this would slot together that I was on a walk with my partner talking about how back in the day it was like kind of like a wishful thinking thing. And I don't know if I'm speaking for anyone else when I say this, but like wishing that you could exist in the world of the games that you play.
Sure.
Now that I'm older, a lot of the games I play have worlds that suck. Like, I would never want to exist in the world of Fear and Hunger or 40K. Thank you very much. But in something like this, in something like Trails, where it's just, the stakes are all very small. There's no God exploding, the entire concept of creation forever. It's just the local branch of the Illuminati is doing Joker social experiments on the local citizens of my hometown. There is something that is appreciable about that. Being able to comfortably say, yes, the setting is an enjoyable kind of thing. It is a place that I could fantasize idly about existing in. It's something that I haven't had for like a really long time. And I like that these games can kind of capture that.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I just 100% agree. Like, I need to play more for sure. But just that little bit that I've played so far was so charming and so fun to play. Like, the combat is, you start out by doing some like kind of hack and slash, you kind of just whapping some enemies, and then you can shift over to turn-based, and if you do enough damage to them while you're doing the active combat, you get an advantage. And it's so fast, just go in and out of those things. Like, genuinely, this is one of the first times where I've been like, oh, this is next gen, was doing these fights, because there's no loading or anything. Like, as soon as you defeat all the enemies, you're just back on the screen, moving around, going to the next, like, no seams whatsoever. And I was just like, oh wow, this is the technology of the PlayStation 5. I mean, I'm playing on PC, but this is real technology now. Oh my goodness. And it's just like,
the other thing is,
like, now I'm feeling like that.
Like, the thing that's cool about those fights is like slotting into like real time versus turn-based. It's like you have to kind of think about how many enemies you are accidentally pulling into the encounter. Yeah. So you can like do stuff like kite enemies and cut like a big encounter into a little one. Or you can be me and not pay attention and then realize that there are 16 enemies aggroed on you and you enter turn-based mode. And then
Josh was like, there's a lot of enemies here, Estelle, and you're just like, it's fine.
You get torn apart by bees.
Which, from what I've seen of Estelle so far, that seems pretty accurate, though. Just being like, nah, it's fine, we could take them, they're bees, and then 5 minutes later, she is just dead.
she looks like that one picture of the Dutch hound that got stung by a bunch of bees.
Huge swollen face, just like, I'm okay, Joshua.
The other thing about that demo that I did really, really enjoy, though, was just kind of like, okay, so I have to talk about a thing I don't like about the Trails games.
Excuse me, of course.
Estelle and Joshua seem to have they had a conflict in the writer's room where the writers couldn't decide whether or not they should be lovers or siblings.
It's so weird.
And it's like,
so weird.
I get that they're not related, but the fact that the game keeps being like, your brother Joshua, and then in the exact same scene, sometimes she's like, oh my god, my heart is pounding for my stepbrother Joshua. And I was like, game, you don't need to do that. You really should stop.
Like, if they had just chosen one of them, it would be way less bad. Like, if they were just like, yeah, they have a brother and sibling relationship, like brother-sister relationship, sure. If they were just like, hey, you know what? Because there's not like a melding of families. Like, Joshua was rescued by Estelle's dad. So, like, they live together, but they could very much still, like, spin it to be like, yeah, they live together, but as they grew up, they realized that they had, like feelings or whatever. Like that would be, there's some to that, but like that's still way better than them being like one of the first conversations you can have in that game just being like is that one little girl who like wants to be a reporter and is just like, I think that you two should hook up because you're basically siblings and I think it'd be hot. And it's like, okay, like, can you stop like right now?
Even before that, it's like Estelle is like being like, as your big sister, I need to keep an interest on your romantic involvement. And it's like, Estelle, you can't be doing this in the same breath you're talking about how cute and hot your little brother is.
Yeah, don't be saying it like that. You can't be talking like that.
He literally calls your dad.
Yeah. There are paths that could be taken, and they went right down the middle, and it is the most uncomfortable possible path. It is like, if you're ramming into some trees, you're just bumping over a bunch of rocks. It's not fun for anybody.
The worst part is, in the second game, they basically just kind of went, okay, these two are, like, romantic with one another, and they stop doing that as much, but they committed, at least, in the second one, but you still have this bad taste in your mouth where you're thinking, like, why did Estelle keep bringing up that she wanted to fuck her little brother so much? Like, you shouldn't have done that.
It's very weird.
I don't know, maybe they just had, like, one guy on the writing team that left after the first game. I don't know.
I don't know. And the worst part is, like, you haven't gotten, like, you don't know enough about these games to know more about this. It's not the only character pairing they do this with. I don't know why they kept doing this.
Okay, they didn't get rid of him then. I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't know. Yeah, it just sounds like they just...
Ugh, I don't like it, but... Aside from that, yeah, the demo's good.
I'm gonna get the full game now for sure, but yeah, strange. Nicholas is in the chat saying, from the little I played, it did feel obligatory. Like, yeah, we're making an RPG and these have romances. Sometimes we need to do this too. Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be it. Where it's just like, it was just a clash between, like, we think that them having a sibling relationship is interesting and cute because there's not a lot, like, I can't think off the top of my head of, like, a party, like an RPG party that has, like, siblings in it, like, that are basically the main characters, like, that's kind of a novel premise, but then also them being like, but also, romance, it's like, just pick one, please, like, you can do one of them and not the other, it's okay. It's more than okay.
And I mean, like, the thing is, I think that the way they structure the story makes enough sense in the context of why Joshua ends up in the household and why he gets raised. But and again, let me emphasize something. He's not there for, like, Estelle's entire childhood. He's there for 5 years. He's there for 5 years after Estelle's mother has passed. And with that amount of time, like, yeah, that's, like, plus 1 year of the duration of, like, high school. You could argue that, like, feelings could develop in that amount of time, and you wouldn't necessarily establish him as, like, a sibling figure.
It's just that the game keeps bringing it up. Like, if they had just not brought attention to it, it would not have been anywhere near of a problem.
And it still does the thing that, like, I think I talked to you while you were playing it, where Trails in the Sky really likes being an ensemble game, where Estelle works best as a character when she has people to bounce off of. Because when it is just Estelle by herself, you understand how awkward the dialogue is because it's 90% her talking to herself. And you have to be like, I don't think that you would have said that out loud, but okay. And that becomes especially weird now that they're voice acting it. But I think, like, again, the dynamics, like, the reason why Estelle and Joshua are paired together the way they are, it works fine. That is my primary curmudgeon that I have with that game.
It's understandable, I'll tell you that much. Because, yeah, like, honestly, if I wasn't told, like, by a million people over and over again how much I would love this game, I mean, I probably wouldn't completely bounce off of it, but I would at the very least be like, if I came into this completely blind because it is just like a weird thing that they are so hung up on.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean, like, a big reason I didn't get involved in the first place was almost entirely because it was like, here is a, many game long series.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to get the firmest grasp of all of the in-jokes and the events that happen, you gotta play from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And that always puts me off. That's like someone honestly telling you that if you want to play Final Fantasy XVI, you have to play Final Fantasy I first.
Yeah.
Which, by all means, Final Fantasy I is still a perfectly playable game, but...
Well, sorry to interrupt, but I do think this is a case where if you do want to get the most out of it, you do play all of them. But like, I remember a few weeks, like about a week ago, an RPG YouTuber put out a tweet that just said, like, hey, if you want to follow just the core story, these are the games you have to play, and skipped like half the games. And everyone was so angry about him making that post, and I was sitting there like, actually, no, I kind of agree with you. Like, 2 and 4 for the core, like, main story are a little more important. You don't need to play 1 to understand it. It makes it better if you do, but, like, there are core things that you don't need to play that make it a little less intimidating.
I think that, and I've said this before, but I will repeat it again. People need to be more comfortable with having their experience with a piece of media.
Mm-hmm.
If the first Final Fantasy game you've ever played is Final Fantasy XIV and all of the references mean nothing to you, that's your experience. And you'll effectively have the experience in reverse if you ever play another Final Fantasy game and you go, oh, that's who Cid is, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way I can reduce this down to the smallest point, the singlest sentence I can say is, you're free to do whatever you want forever.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play The Witcher 3 without playing the other 2 games, do it. It doesn't matter. If you want to play Doom the Dark Ages and you don't know anything about Doom, just play it. It doesn't matter. If you want to play Final Fantasy Remake before you play Final Fantasy VII, do it. It doesn't matter. And again, the main reason that I am starting at the first games is because I know, within a shadow of a doubt, that if I don't play them now, I will play the new games, and then I will not play the originals. Or I won't play the ones at the beginning of the chronology.
Sure. It's just what's important to you. Like, if understanding all that stuff is important to you, then do it. But if you're just like, I just want to play the game with the best, most polished gameplay or whatever, then sure, play the new one. Like, it's fine. Yeah, like in the chat here, Wheels1993, who is not the same Wheels that we normally talk about, is saying...
that's my buddy Wheels. How you doing, Wheels?
Hello. It's like playing Kingdom Hearts. You have to look at them as 9 equal parts. Chain of Memories remains important. I mean, yeah, exactly, like, it's, you don't have to, like, nobody is putting a gun to your head that you need to play Chain of Memories, but if you want to get the full experience of Kingdom Hearts, like, you'll want to play that, but also, like, if you don't want to play the weird card battler game, then you don't have to.
But, I mean,
it's a good game, but... You're
not obligated to understand, is the thing. Like, you can understand things with a surprising lack of knowledge. Like, you can get the gist of Kingdom Hearts literally just playing Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You'll probably have a bad time for other reasons, but that's besides the point.
It's one of the things, like, I'll just use the recent Superman movie as an analogy, where it's just like, hey, he's been around for 3 years, all this stuff has happened, none of it's fucking important. Like, we're throwing you in with things established. We're not going to give you a fucking origin story for the 100th time.
Mm-hmm.
Or also just like comic books in general for the same thing. I liked having a movie where it felt like I picked up issue 2 of a comic book series.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
That felt good. Like, stuff happened. They told you it happened. You don't need to see everything. And you could still get the point of everything. Yeah. I like that in a thing. My first Trails game was Cold Steel 2. And it got me to go back and play all the others. Like, you can start with whatever's new.
And do you feel like your understanding of the game was crippled as a result?
No, I felt like they told me enough that I'm able to put 2 and 2 together, that I could figure out what happened in Cold Steel 1 pretty easily. The thing you miss is like those NPC things and some of the character growth, because you're coming in with the characters having grown, but it's still nothing that detracted from my enjoyment. And having enjoyed it, I went, oh fuck, I should go back and play these, and I picked up Trails in the Sky on my PSP literally as soon as I finished. And
Go ahead.
And I've played through all of them now, except for the new ones that have come out recently. I still haven't played the other 2D original ones that they released.
Uh-huh.
But those are next on my list of games to play. I didn't need to play them in chronological order to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all need the healing experience of going to the local library and realizing that the first 7 issues of Full Metal Alchemist are out and you just gotta start with volume 8. You'll still have a good time, I promise. Watch Inuyasha in the middle. Nothing matters. Society is a lie.
I got obsessed with comic books because I went and I picked up an Adventures of Superman issue from Greg Rucka that was the 5th part of a 6-part story. And that was my first time in a comic shop. And the only reason I went in was I went to buy a birthday present for a friend, and I knew he liked comics. I hadn't bought a comic in 20 years. And probably 15 at that point, because I was, 22. But I saw a cover that caught my eye, and I picked it up for myself, and within 4 weeks, I was spending $50 a week at the comic shop. You don't need to get in on the ground floor of everything. A good issue, a good game is a good game. And even if there is detailed continuity, if it is good and tells its own story, you will go back and grab the other stuff.
We have this big conversation, and I do agree with you on a base level, but for me, I love to experience the whole thing. So that's not how I interact with it. But if you interact with it that way, that's fine. I'm not going to come at you. It's fine.
The main thing is I'm not even saying you shouldn't do that, John. The main thing is more being paralyzed into not doing a thing you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you fear that you're not doing it correctly. And I've talked a lot.
I will say, I felt that way about Devil May Cry. Because I never played any of the other ones, and then when 5 came out, I was stressed the fuck out. I was legit, I had an anxiety attack about it, because everyone was talking about how good 5 was, and I was just I want to play it, but I'm not going to be amazing at it like everyone else is, and also I haven't played any of the other ones, so I feel like a poser, and Rose is just John, just go buy it, it's fine. And then I played it and I really liked it, and I didn't get S ranks on everything, but I still enjoyed myself, and that game's great. And I haven't played any of the other ones yet, but I really like DMC5.
Yeah, and you're perfectly validated for doing so. And I just mostly say it entirely because, there are so many good games out in the world. And I think a lot of people frighten themselves into inaction because they don't allow themselves to want what they want to want. As confusing as that sentence is.
Yep. Big agree. All All right, well, let's see here. Is there anything else you want to talk about trails-wise, or...
I think I've sufficiently beaten that horse.
I can't wait to mess with this thing.
Go try the demo. If you're at all interested, you will not be out of your depth. It is literally the first one, and you will have a good time.
Here's another thing that me and somebody else played. Yeah, Lorelai, we could talk a little bit about Umamusume, because there's that, I mean, in general, but there's that event that's going on, and... Oh, yeah.
Hey, guess what I just did? I won 3 races. I get to continue on to the finals. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I'm really bad. I can't. I won 1 race. I've tried a bunch of times, and I've won once. Not even like a full, I won 1 race, and that's
Go she the fucking queen.
So for those of us not in the know, what is difficult about this?
It's they have a PvP mode.
Yeah.
Oh.
The current event that's going on is a PvP event where to continue on, you have to win 3 of your 5 races. So I spent 5 days, or 4 days now, I think it's been going on so far. Coming in 2, 3, 4, 2, 8, 9, I hadn't won a single race until I swapped in Gold Ship, and now I am off to the races. I won 4 of 5. I can continue on, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so part of it is that you can if you've been playing since launch, you can pretty consistently get through the main story mode, like the career. Yeah. But you have to hit far better numbers in your careers to get horses that can do anything in this PvP mode, especially because, this game came out in Japan 3 or 4 or however long ago it was. It was 5 years ago or some shit. So this event already happened so long ago in Japan that it's solved. So all these people have gotten their teams ready, and one of the characters that everyone has on their team is if you know Nice Nature, who the way that people build her usually is to just run a bunch of debuffs. So basically everyone's team is just 2 really powerful horses, and then they have a Nice Nature to just debuff the shit out of everybody else. So you have to have even better stats, because you need to have enough stats so that after she debuffs you, you can still keep going. Yeah. So it's crazy. Not even just one, but 2 separate Nice Natures that are debuffing you. It's
no, you can't have. Because you do have. You're racing against two other teams, and both of them have Nice Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you also will probably have your own Nice Nature, so there's a chance that she might hit you.
See, I have the evil team now, which I had a really good Symboli Rudolph run yesterday, where I got shitloads of debuffs for her too. So now I have a Nice Nature with a shitload of debuffs, and a Symboli Rudolph with a shitload of debuffs, with Gold Ship running as an S rank pace changer with both S ranks in pace and medium. So I got double S ranks with her. So I won 4 of 5 in the most recent race. Let's go.
There you go. I'm nowhere near that. So
My thing about this game that drives me up the wall, though, has been the content creators doing guides for stuff like how to build this character. And it's you have level 50 of all of these cards. And it's how about you do a guide that's how to build this character if you haven't spent $10,000 already?
Yeah, is there a guide that's how to build this character if you're normal? I mean, I guess there's not a video like that, because then you wouldn't make the video. If you're normal, you wouldn't make the video, I guess. So I don't know. There's a website that has a bunch of decent guides and all that I use for my story mode races, and it's I can finish the story modes just fine, but I don't get good enough sparks and stuff to hit those crazy ass. Yeah. I'm not hitting that stuff.
I never get good sparks. I've literally only gotten 1 3-star my entire time playing, and I have done 100, and I do 3 runs a day.
I mean, I guess you just got to do more.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing 3 runs a day. I don't want to kill myself. It's fine. Like, I'm not gonna grind my entire body into the dust to win at PvP Umamusume. Yeah. What Nicholas is saying, it is kind of a fool's errand to ask how to do this without spending $1 million, but the rest of the game is far more lenient than this is. Like, it from what I have been told, like, really the only thing that you have to, like, quote unquote spend money for is this PvP stuff. So if you don't care about it, then it's fine. Yeah. And then even if you lose, you still get some extra bonus items, so it's fine. It's okay. You still get a little things. It's just if you win, you get a lot of stuff. But yeah, whatever. But that's kind of it for me on that end. Lily, run us through what else you've been playing, because you're the gamer this week.
Oh, I'm the staple.
Yes.
So I played a demo for an indie JRPG recently that I thought was really, really charming. Mm-hmm. It is called Forge of the Fae. It is basically... how do I explain? It's kind of similar to Trails in the context of, like, magic being, like, a thing that is, like, a force that people are just now learning how to harness and, like, channel. And it is entirely set in Celtic mythology.
Ooh. Okay.
Like, the Fae are a thing that you don't kill the Fae, you don't treat them like demons in Doom. They're just like a thing you have to live around, and it's just like, well, just don't be in the woods late at night. That's on you. Okay. Main character is like this, like, kind of flat affect inventor girl, so I was already in on the ground floor on that one. You got me in one. But the demo is really, really charming because it does a thing that I really, really liked in the one play session I've gotten in Declare Obscure, which is every character has a defined, interesting mechanical thing that they do. So they have interesting, like, synergies. Certain characters are really good with using magic. Certain characters... And like, it has mechanics beyond, just using magic or hitting the enemy. You have, like, a rev mechanic where you have, like, a gauge that builds up and you can spend between 1 and 3 segments on it. The demo is real short. I think I played about 90 minutes of it before I got to, like, the end portion. But even just, like, looking at, like, the pixel art for it for a second, it is so pretty. Like I was saying before about the whole gacha problem, the other problem I run into with regularity on Steam is being like, oh my god, that's the most beautiful pixel art I've seen, and it's an auto battler.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Aww. Oh, it's a mobile game. They ported to Steam.
Yep.
Sad.
And then I sit and I have a cry for a couple days, and then I go back on with my life again. But this one so far, my fingers are crossed. They are crossed in every ways they can be crossed. That I hope that this doesn't pull a Sea of Stars. So far, the dialogue is genuine. Ooh. Nobody does like a that just happened. Like, the central conceit of the demo is a guy comes to the inventor girl's house, and he's like, my son went missing in the woods, and it's been a couple days, and with the Fae problem, I don't know what's going to happen to him. And the girl says, let's go and find a thing that will be able to find him. And at no point does anyone ever do, like, I don't know, a glib, your son's probably dead, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, awkwardly, they lampshade how, terrible a thing that is to say. It's genuine. I just hope that it translates into the full game. But my hopes are high. I had a really good time. It has a free demo on Steam. I'd encourage anyone who's interested to try it.
I'm going to download that as soon as we finish. And then I will play it when all the hell of convention season is done.
It's not horribly long, the demo, but I really liked what I played. And like, again, I know that I'm like super picky about what I like in JRPGs, but like this one seems like a nice one. Aside from that, the other thing that I've been playing, and I know that I missed the podcasting session where everyone talked about 14, but I'm playing 14 also. I also played 14. I also went through 7.3.
See, I like talking about 14 with friends, so I'm always down for this.
Yeah, please.
So, I won't go into like the story, like substance. If you care about that, I have like a whole dang thread about it on Blue Sky. But if I could speak in some generality, I will say, while I was not super ecstatic for the direction the story went, I think at the very least, at the lowest possible level, it is a foundation into something finally interesting happening. And I know there are people who really like the story in Dawn Trail. I am not really one of them.
And that is fine.
And again, I can get through my thoughts on that without bringing up Wook Lamont even one time. So I'm already better than everyone on Twitter.
It's been wild to watch people just like, you can't say you like the game on Twitter without somebody coming at you to scream about Wook Lamont. And you can't say you don't like it without other people lumping you in with the people who scream about Wook Lamont on Twitter. And it's made criticizing this expansion nearly impossible, and I hate it.
I mean, I'm brave. I don't care if people go into my mentions to yell at me. The main thing I don't like about Dawn Trail, up to 7.3, which is the current patch, I feel like it does not have enough ideas to sustain the length that this game needs. Which obviously it's an MMO, so that length is infinite, but bear with me. For this expansion in particular, and this is a thing I said in the thread, in the back half of Dawn Trail, all of the X patches have kind of been about how do we deal with the obliviating terror of knowing that we're going to die someday. And that's a pretty compelling idea. You can do a lot with that. I don't think that it does do a lot with that. Personally,
I think it suffers the biggest from the biggest problem that Stormblood and Endwalker both had, was where they took two expansions and made them one.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the thing is, to be completely frank, I don't really like basically half of the expansion that they fused to make Dawn Trail, because just so, like, because I know I've talked about 14 around you, John, but Dawn Trail's starting problem is that you are helping a nation decide who will be the next political leader. And they belabored a lot that this was going to be somehow fractious, and this was going to cause the main cast to divide, and there's actually going to be conflict. There was conflict for the length of one dungeon.
Yeah.
And then everyone was friends again.
Thancred used double down on a rock. That's your conflict.
And I said this also in the thread, but and again, you're free to disagree on this, but I don't feel like any of the main cast in this game are allowed to have flaws anymore.
Nope. That's my biggest issue with this expansion.
And obviously, this expansion was written by a different person. But, and like, again, the funny thing is, everyone has like a different reason why. Like, who is to blame for this? A lot of people blame the translation team. A lot of people blame a lot of things on the translation team, it turns out. I didn't know there was that strong feelings about it. But
oh yeah, I mean it's a non-cis person now, so
the thing that I don't like in particular, again, about this flaws problem. So narratively, I'm a writer. I am currently in the process of writing a novel, so I have to think about this kind of thing a lot. And I'll explain it without going into too much depth. But when you give a character traits, all of those traits, when expanded to their extreme, become flaws. Like, if a person is so charismatic that they suck all the air out of the room and they become someone who just really likes the sound of their own voice, that can be a flaw. If a person is of a passionate temperament and they're so passionate that they become single-minded and they, do things that hurt the narrative or hurt other people in the narrative, that's a flaw. In something like 14, we have seen in the past that all of these characters have traits that at different times have expanded to become flaws. At this point in the story, it feels like the cast that you have spent the most time with has become tertiary to a character who effectively her primary flaw is that she's kind of impulsive, she's kind of naive. But the biggest issue is that every character has flaws, but they're never the cause of anything happening. So, like, we are shown that a character is impulsive and naive and has the potential to make a bad call, but she doesn't really ever make that bad of a call outside of the information that she actually has. We're told, like, this character gets lost in their studies and they can potentially lose themselves in, like, trying to find the answers to things. She kind of just doesn't do that anymore. She's just the person who, especially with the current voice acting in Dawn Trail, which hasn't been good, she sounds like she's calling in from her bathroom to tell you what the newest puzzle solution is.
They've at least re-recorded all of that because she actually was dealing with being pregnant at the time and did call that in.
Mm-hmm.
But they had to re-voice act the entire thing because they didn't have directors who knew what the context of scenes were.
And that's bad. And that's again, I am always someone who thinks, and maybe this is a controversial opinion, but voice acting to me in a story is the icing on top. I don't need voice acting for the story to be good. But it was incredibly distracting. And again, if I want to constrain the scope of this not to complaining about Dawn Trail as a whole and instead talking about 7.3 and what I've been doing, I kind of have been having a lot of conversations with people who I know play this game, and I kind of just go, I kind of feel like whoever's writing this didn't have enough interesting questions to present to the audience to keep them continuing to play and thinking about this game from patch to patch. And I think that's all well and good. They've clearly described in the past that their design ethos is that they want you to not play this game when you're bored of playing it. But I also think that you should have a story that doesn't neatly tie itself in a knot at the end of every patch.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest problem with this expansion alone has been their need to get back to the formula they had before Endwalker. I honestly would have probably liked it more if Dawn Trail was the main expansion that literally just ended with the fight before the final fight that you did, and then all of the stuff in the second half of Dawn Trail was its own mini expansion, like the end of Endwalker, because
sure.
everything felt like it was mashed for time. But also you had this other issue with, in the first half of Dawn Trail, over-explaining things. I've been watching a friend go through it recently. She finally came back to the game after a couple of years away and is going through Dawn Trail. And I am going, oh yeah, a lot of these scenes are like really weirdly paced because they want to get all of this info in the first half. And I think some of it came from, I think they had a fear of accidentally doing a Blue Mage quest line again, and they overcompensated.
I absolutely agree. I think I've said flippantly before that Final Fantasy XIV, like Dawn Trail's first half, sounds like someone just copy-pasted their world-building document into the script and called it a day.
Yep. And there are points of it that are legitimately really good. There are moments that are great, that I think are great. But there's so much exposition that I'm just like, oh my god, I understand now why... Like, I totally get why people fucking hate it. I also totally get why people like Rose love it. Liked the first half more than the second. But, it's such a weird pacing that, ugh.
The thing is, I would love it. I genuinely, again, I love fantasy world building. It needs to be in service to a story that is occurring. And let's take, if we want to zoom back a little bit where I can see that they have been capable of doing this, let's look at Shadowbringers for a second. Shadowbringers, they had to explain an entire new universe basically for that expansion, but they simply didn't explain the things that didn't require explaining. And they assumed that the readership was smart enough to keep following along. And when you think about the plot events that occur in Shadowbringers, a lot of stuff happens in that expansion.
Yeah.
I would struggle to succinctly say just everything that happens. And by the time we get to Dawn Trail, I am in a haze to remember anything relevant that happens before, that aforementioned, penultimate boss fight, because you put us in a setting with Tural where 90% of the conflict was resolved before we ever got here, and we're here to handle 5% of it, and then, Wukamalamat can handle the rest, I guess.
Yeah. It's a really interesting kind of thing. I think one of the things I realized is I think the biggest thing this game needs to get away from, and it's kind of why I hope we never go to Mericidia or anywhere else on the first, is just, with Shadowbringers, they were creating a whole other world. There wasn't a real world analog to it. And the biggest problem with Stormblood is fucking, boy, that's some imperialist propaganda ass shit at times. 'Cause you're using real world shit when it honestly shouldn't be. I didn't need to go to Hingashi, Japan to learn to be a frickin' samurai, I didn't need to go visit Meiji era Japan. I'm sorry. It's there, and in coming to fantasy Latin America in particular, when they've already had a history of their original Blue Mage questline was literally hey, we took smallpox blankets over, and now we're going to give them a cure in exchange for I'm having a face turn. I'm a good guy now, so I'm going to give them all the cure for free as long as they mine for me. It's yo, what the I legitimately think that they've been called out so much for fucking up real world stuff that they were too worried about accidentally doing another racism, when with the dungeon armor they accidentally did another racism.
Oops.
It's like,
Oopsie.
yeah, maybe I know you wanted to get in the last 2 Final Fantasy IX armor designs, but maybe you shouldn't have put the Conquistador armor alongside some native stuff.
That's a certified yikes for me. And like, again, we can talk about like the both, like, in some cases weirdly full-chested and inadvertent racism that crops up in this game a lot. But I think, again, like, if I'm just like lingering with my own thoughts, especially with 7.3, I just kind of, again, feel like, as stupid as it is to say something so obvious, stories are things where, stuff happens. And when you have a character who wants things, you naturally have people or things that rise up to provide friction. That is how every story that has ever been made works. And I think the game is falling over itself to try to show you how competent you are, where anytime they introduce a new villain, you need to like knock them down like a carnival peg game as soon as they're introduced. And we don't have like villains who last longer than like a single arc most of the time in modern 14. And it's why I'm so thankful that it's like, oh, thank God he survived. He fucking, the villain survived. But I feel like we have the other side of the problem where villains don't have this ability or are not afforded the interiority to articulate why they're even against us. Like the main villain, like the penultimate villain in I remember a tweet about it where it's like, only as he's dying does he get afforded like a second of interiority, where you're like, oh, that's unfortunate. You probably shouldn't have tried to do a genocide, though. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. And then they immediately lead you to a villain who is, in my opinion, arguably even worse because their plan is fucking bonkers. Like, just capital B bonkers. And I don't know. I just, like, I feel like the answer to most of the questions of the problems that I have are, like, maybe take a character writing class. But aside from that, I don't know. There isn't a ton to say, I think, in regards to, like, what is plot-wise happening in the game. Like, I am still having fun to an extent. Like, I would really love for the jobs to be further differentiated, because a lot of the jobs do feel very samey right now. Enmity rotation's my beloved. I wish they would come back. I want to be doing things other than hitting my AoE button for the entirety of a dungeon. I would really like for us to set foot in a location that doesn't feel the need to pull inspiration from real world places with real world baggage. I can't like fully respectfully like love my partner without saying that they should definitely have more representation for her favorite Final Fantasy X. They should definitely do that. Yeah, basically, I think it is hopefully an upturn of a point that I've been less interested in the game, but I am desperately trying to be optimistic because, man, Dawn Trail was kind of dour. And I know, like, on some level, the thing they're saying is, like, this is the start of another 10-year story arc. If it is, it's a bad start. It's
ARR again. ARR was a kind of shitty start as well. And then,
I mean, people say things like that, but also stuff happened in ARR.
Yeah. I mean, legitimately, the problem with Dawn Trail is honestly the first half of it should have been the patch for, for the Endwalker. Like, the more I think about it, the first half of Dawn Trail should have been a 5-patch series. and then go into 7.0, which could have been like thing falling, stuff happening.
Sure. And I mean, like, again, I don't need to know the exact cultural implications and importance to things. Like, I don't need to understand how exactly the llamas are integral for the making of mezcal, and how the mezcal is itself integral to the fucking cultural ritual that the birdmen do. I don't care about the birdmen. The birdmen aren't relevant past, like, the one quest chain that the birdmen are present for.
Yeah.
And like, the thing is, the reason why I say, like, nothing happens in Dawn Trail is not because I'm literally saying that nothing happens. It is because the conflict escalation of events, of problems that we are having, largely do not involve you in any meaningful way until the game suddenly goes, oh god, the player needs to do something. Giant bird. There's a giant bird now.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, we need to. They're locked in on their formula. We're at the 4 level. We need to have our trial. Here's our trial.
Yeah. And I mean, again, I would love for them to break out of that formula. They're probably not going to, because that's just how their like creation process works behind the scenes.
Yeah, I also feel bad for that team. They don't get near enough development resources for what they need, and everyone's just like, that's part of why they're so locked into a lot of stuff.
I mean, hey, do you know something I really did genuinely like, even if it was tiny, for 7.3?
What?
We did stuff in that patch that wasn't just walk up to a guy, talk to a guy, he tells you to go to another guy, you talk to a guy,
puzzles.
And then you walk. And I mean, again,
they weren't hard, but I turned my brain on for 10 minutes. It was nice.
Like, they were tiny, dumb little puzzles, like you're finding a combination to a keypad or finding out what order to put rocks in. But it shows that we can do that. You can just have assets that exist just to have you do, like, a little quirky thing that you didn't think you'd be doing in an MMO. Like, this is going to be like an offbeat example here, but when I played World of Warcraft for a little bit, only a little bit, I'm not infected, I swear. I remember being shocked at how little of the starting quests of that game were like MMOisms. I was not going into dungeons a lot. I was like building the pieces to a glider to fly across a river. I was manning a cannon to explode a riot of golems. I was I was doing a trailing mission of a thief to see where he put a thing so I could steal it back from him. And all of those things are charming and novel, and maybe I wouldn't want a whole game of those entire concepts, but it's like, come on, Final Fantasy XIV, you have been doing the hold right mouse to look for the guy minigame since what? Stormblood? No, was that in Heavensward, actually?
No, the first one was in Stormblood, but then they did it a ton in Shadowbringers. And now at least they are just like, click on these things, you don't even have to search for anything, but it's still like, come on.
Well, give me something to do that isn't just me sprinting at the objective. And like, again, they're clearly doing like a lot of what you could arguably call JRPG-isms, where they're having a guy follow you, and you can have that guy talk about a thing in the setting, and he tells you how he feels about energy drinks or whatever. At least it's something. And again, I've thought a lot, and this is, again, going to sound like an aside, but I promise it's relevant. In games like Mother 3, right? Those games are very interested in having you remember the minutia. It is very interested in having you remember, like, the little moments that are nonsensical, but they break the pace and they force you to start paying attention again. When you have to, like, put on a feast for a family of ghosts, when you open a chest and you get nothing and a firework shoots out, when you when you have to, like, sit in the hot spring to regain your HP, all of those things are, like, things that startle you awake and force you to be paying attention to the game again. 14 doesn't do that.
Yep.
It is entirely possible to play that game, sprint to the objective, hit skip on the cutscene, read the journal and get the gist of what's happening, and then carry on with your day. the game should not allow you to do that. Even if it's like, I don't know, ruffians attack you in the street or something for no reason, make it feel like a story is happening and I'm not just writing. Like, I shouldn't be playing a game that feels like I'm reading a VN that I'm throwing my tablet across the room every couple paragraphs. And the thing that's sad is, like, I feel like I have made this sound way, way more negative than I probably intend to. Like, I love 14. I genuinely do. That's not cope. I love this game a lot. There's a lot of things I really like about it, but, like, I love stories. I love stories in every form, and having a story this disappointing is always going to be, like, a mega downer for me.
Yeah. No, I get it. And like I said, like, the story hit for me, but I understand every single, like, that's the thing. Like, I can understand every single complaint and go, oh yeah, I see why you think that. Honestly, the big thing for me right now is I'm probably enjoying the game more than I have in years. And it's because through Endwalker, I was raiding, and raiding hardcore, and this tier I'm like, no, I'm just gonna be a casual. I'm just casually enjoying the game a lot more. And the fact that we've gotten better designed fight combat than we have in like 2 expansions is really nice. Because the one thing about Endwalker, boy, all the dungeons and trials in that expansion kind of sucked.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they were all, like, I don't want to say samey, but they felt very safe.
They were samey, and every time I get a frickin' Endwalker dungeon and I'm tanking and I don't have to hit a single mitigation button because nothing does damage, I'm just like, it's literally like they saw Asmongold struggle in the media tour and decided everything after the first 2 dungeons we need to make a lot easier. Like, it sucks. It sucks.
And it does. And like, again, like, I remember it being like a minor controversy when Dawn Trail came out, where people were like, oh my god, they're skill gating the game's hard. And it's like, if you're getting to this point, odds are you've been playing this game for like 600 hours. Suck it up. Come on.
Yeah. Like, I'm just glad things finally have to turn my brain on in dungeons again. And I hope that continues. I really hope they don't overcorrect like they always do.
I mean, I remember being shocked when there was like a patch note where it's like, everyone gets a damage buff because we expect you to struggle with uptime. I was like, what? Who balances like that? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Short of this being like the Whinge cast, where John just kind of sits here and looks appropriately stunned at times.
Y'all are good. I have nothing to say. You're fine.
Live John reaction.
Sweaty, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's true. Like, it's, yeah.
The funny thing is, I think we're opposites, because I have been playing casually basically for the entire time. I have been playing 14. I don't have a static. I play this game with my partner and literally no one else most of the time.
And I'm the freak who does ultimates in PF.
Oh no, why?
Because some of those older ones I know by the back of my hand, and I like helping random people clear. It feels really good.
The thing is, it's like I would love to do like Savages, and like even, like extremes are fun. I've done a few extremes. But it's like just one of those things where it's like, listen, I've talked about this before, but again, I'm a broken person. I can't endure like the Counter-Strike demographic telling me to kill myself because I fucked up a mech.
Oh yeah.
I need to play with people I actually know and are bound by like the rules of civil society. And so, like, my entire reason I haven't done, like, Savs or Ultimates is entirely because, like, I know I'm capable of it. I'm pretty solid on, like, the fundamentals of basically every job in the game. I just don't
You don't want to deal with those people, and I 100% get that.
like to give you an idea of what happened, for some godforsaken reason, I don't know why this happened. You know the one Alexander raid where you're in like the trash room?
Yeah. That one sucks.
That raid is the bane of my existence, because every time I have gotten it, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if like the tang of the room is off or something. It summons like the most like collaboratively toxic group of incompetence you can possibly imagine, because it's a mechanic that makes the off tank actually do something. And most off tanks are like sitting there thinking about Fruit Loops or something, and they don't know what's going on, and you'll be healing, and then suddenly you'll just watch like 4 people explode in the periphery of your vision, and then it's not the tank's fault, it's the healer's fault. You're a piece of shit class. And I'm like, I'm just trying to heal you. It's like, heal harder. And it's like, there's only so much I can do. The tank needs to do something. He needs to not be like face down on the ground right now.
No, my favorite thing about the toxicity in Final Fantasy XIV is that the harder the content you do, the less toxic it becomes. Like, that is the funniest thing, is that, like, if you go into ultimate parties, there are, like, tons of people like me who are just, like, there to help. And if you fuck up, they're encouraging. And, like, if I fuck up or we fuck up, we laugh at ourselves. And then you go down to Savage, and it's, like, that's when you start running into, like, a lot of assholes. But then you do an extreme farm party with random people, that's when you run into the most toxic nightmare jerks you will ever deal with in that game. It's so funny.
Well, I mean, like, again, that's the cliff, you know? I want to get up to ultimates. I want to do the really hard stuff, but then you go into extremes, and it's like, for some reason, this person is mad as hell in a Shiva extreme for some reason. This content that hasn't been relevant in years, and they're just like, you should stop paying your sub. The game would be better off without you.
God, I love my mentor roulettes for when I get those early level extremes from people who don't know that you shouldn't just queue for them. And I'm sitting there like, all right, let's do this. And we usually, like, there will usually be one other mentor that comes in and just acts like a complete piece of shit. And then I go, all right, ignore that guy. Let's kick him. We're going to get another mentor in here, and then we're going to clear it. And, like, sure enough, like, most times I get a mentor roulette fucking clear in there. I get a toxic asshole other mentor, and then we clear as soon as that person leaves.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I want to learn it. It's just, again, like, getting 7 other people who also want to help you is, well, it's a task.
Yep.
So that's why we're dragging John behind the shed and forcing him to play 14.
We're going to build it all. We're going to force the entire Gamesline crew to form a static. All right, all you have to do is play 700 hours to get to current.
If you can play Umamusume, you can play the cat girl game. Y'shtola, when you really think about it, is a type of Uma. I think I deflated Laura.
Okay. We've got to move on from 14. We've got to, because I could do this all day and we're running on 3 hours.
Yeah, see, I told you, every time I'm on, we need to get to 3 hours. It's like an achievement for me.
All right, well, that's it for news and what we've been playing. Let's go to questions.
Yes.
Is everybody ready for that, or is there anything else that y'all want to say before we move on?
No.
I've rested my case.
We've got to move on.
If you want to send in a question, there's a variety of ways to do it. You can go to your email client of choice and send an email to podcast@gamesline.net. And I'm going to check that one last time before we move on, just to make sure. Nope, nothing. Okay. You can go to our Discord server, which is the gamezone.zone. I'm gonna type that in, the gamezone.zone. You can go on to that, and then there is a thread in there that you can send a question into, if you so choose. It asks for the podcast. Or, honestly, you could just, like, reply to us on Blue Sky or something and we'll figure it out. You know?
Release the carrier pigeon.
Yeah. If it gets to us, then, I mean, we'll answer it. I'm not going to give you my address, but, like, if it happens, then, you know.
It'll just find you on the street while you're on your run.
Yeah, I'll just be in the morning taking my nice morning walk, and there's a pigeon will come down, and it'll just be a piece of paper that says, why are you okay with Bubsy coming back? And I'm just going to be like, all right, I guess this is something I have to talk about on the podcast. What is wrong with you? Oh, yeah.
Why did you allow this?
It's just why are you like this? I'm guessing this is for the podcast, or this could just be, you know, someone, you know, throwing that question out there. Either way, I'll answer it on the show. Anyway, yeah, if you could send it into all that stuff, or, you know, we have the chat. If you have a question, you can just send it in the chat. We'll answer stuff here and there too. But first off, we got one from Gue, who says, if you could free any IP or series from licensing/copyright purgatory, which one would it be and what studio would you give it to? Who would you free from the grip?
So, as someone who loves character action games, I could go all day. I could be like, God Hand, please. Please, 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 please. I could do Devil May Cry. I could do Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I mean, I could do Metal Gear Solid franchise and just put Solid Snake in a better home than than Konami, please.
Do you want to give it to Koji Pro, or do you want to do something else? Do you want Snake to be truly free?
I mean, I know I'm a sicko because I actually like Metal Gear Solid 4.
I do too.
The thing is, like, people are already doing, like, spiritual remakes of God Hand, so that's not a good option.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would love for someone else to take someone truly passionate to take a crack at Devil May Cry, and someone who is far, far, far away from the influence of anyone who worked on the Netflix show.
Yeah.
But I genuinely don't know who I would hand it to. Like, so here's, like, the weird thing. Lies of P's devs have, like, a lot of, like, Devil May Cry-isms in there. Mm-hmm. Like, you have the Fable Gauge, you have all of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My gut instinct would be that they're like, a little too Souls-like.
Yeah.
But I think if you gave them a Devil May Cry, and you gave them a decent budget,
and you said, don't make it too Soulsy, don't do it, then sure.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Or I could also hand it off to, like, who else would, like, no one does character action games anymore. That's like that's like watching, like, your childhood dog die. Like, that was like my baby, and now nobody wants to do it.
Platinum does, but Platinum is such a weird thing. Like, I don't know. And, like,
I mean, apparently the Ninja Gaiden is good.
Sure.
So,
and then, like, Kamiya's doing his thing now, but, like, I kind of, like, he only did one, right?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And, like, I think he would rather be doing Okami and Beautiful Joe. Like, I'm 90% sure after they do Okami 2, he's gonna do a new Beautiful Joe. That's what it sounds like he wants to do. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tough one. Because, like, again, who I would give it to, it's like, game studios are such, like, a difficult thing because game studios are just a name. Like, it's just a name for your cardboard fort.
Yeah.
You need, like, the people and not the name. And it's like, so many of these people these days are shuffled around in such big names. So if I had to be like, if I had to honestly say it, I would just say, take Devil May Cry away and give it to someone who actually cares at all about the franchise. That's my answer.
Sure. Lorelai, do you have one?
Honestly, I think my biggest one right now would be taking... Oh, wow.
I mean, if you
as
still
much
gotta think,
as I'm glad it's back, can we just take the Suikoden from Konami and give it to... honestly, I'm just gonna say, like, let the Trails people team make Suikoden because they have similar philosophies on like world building kind of stuff.
I mean, yeah,
okay, not gonna lie, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone is gonna make a game where there's a shit ton of characters that are all characterized well and they can keep up with it, then yeah, the Trails team would be the ones that do it, Falcom. Yeah.
Like, because I think about it a lot, and one of the big things about Suikoden is, like, none of the stories are, like, staving off a world-ending calamity. They all are just, like, focused on one nation kind of thing, and that's also a Trails thing. There's a big focus on world building, another Trails thing, and your main characters at least get a lot of characterization, and your side characters, the people you barely have to meet if you don't want to, they still get like good characterization. You get, yes, you talk to this character like 3 times, but they grow.
Sure.
I think that team would be perfect for it.
Yeah, I was talking to a Max Krieger who does Aqua Lounge on Twitch and did a what's that game called? The like puzzle game, Cross something?
Crossy Road.
No. Anyway, no. About how like Konami, like I do think Konami's kind of coming back, but something that he said made me realize this, is that I feel like right now Konami is just in this like holding position where they are trying a bit too hard to just continuously test the market for stuff instead of actually pulling the trigger and doing anything with that. You know, like it's cool that they did that like really good remaster of Suikoden 1 and 2. It's that, you know, they did the remake of Silent Hill 2. They did the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, but it's like they're doing all these things that feel like they're just being like, do people still want this stuff? And I feel like at this point it's really apparent that yes, people want these things and you should just do it instead of just dragging your feet. You know, like they did the Suikoden remake so long ago, and I know that they're doing that new mobile game, but the fact that they're just doing the mobile game and they haven't been like, hey, we're making Suikoden like 6 or 7 now. Like the fact that they're not like, hey, here's a new actual Suikoden game, or hey, here's another like remaster or remake. Like the fact that they haven't announced anything like that is crazy.
It's, hey,
you know?
Here's an anime, a stage play. Like we're bringing it back, but we're not like fully there yet.
Same with Silent Hill. Like, you know, like they did the remake, and, you know, like Silent Hill F is something, but it still kind of feels like they're keeping Silent Hill F like just far enough out of their reach where it's like, this is still such its own thing. We're still not really doing Silent Hill 5, you know, we're not, this isn't Silent Hill 5, this is Silent Hill F. This is something separate. You know, It's just, they need to just do it. They need to stop being so wishy-washy about coming back, because it is so apparent that people want their franchises and they're just not doing it. They're keeping everything just far enough away. So I guess if it flops, they can just be like, all right, well, pachinko again, I guess. Yeah.
I legitimately think they are scared of that because it's the only thing they have left, because changing pachinko laws is why they are back in video games. And like, because they can't solely exist off of their like actual video poker shit. Even though that still is probably most of their money now. It's like, you know, they are trying to bring it back because otherwise the company just totally collapses. But
yeah, but I mean, like, they should just do something. Like, I still think that them, like them doing a new Metal Gear just feels kind of weird, just because, like, I like Kojima's stuff. I don't want to be too much of an ass kisser, but it still just feels weird to do Metal Gear without him. Like, I think that is just something that they should just be like, yeah, we just can't do that. Let's do something else. Like, they have big franchises. They can make some stuff big again. Like, they could be like, hey, let's do a new Goemon and like really push for it and be like, hey, this is a big new platformer. Hey, let's do, you know, Silent Hill. Let's bring Silent Hill back. Let's do a bunch of Silent Hill Suikoden could be like a big RPG thing that we're pushing. Let's make some like classics compilations and stuff and see what kind of games that people want. There's things that you can do, and it just feels like they're not pulling the trigger fully on anything. It just feels like they're so gun shy, and it's weird. And like, if they do want to make a new Metal Gear, make. I mean, I guess it's that we need time for this to percolate, but if they just keep remaking, like, I would hate for them to just be like, all right, the next thing we announce is a Metal Gear Solid 2 remake or something like that. Like same thing with Silent Hill. Like, Silent Hill 2 remake did well. And instead of being like, all right, we're doing a new Silent Hill, they're going, okay, we're doing a remake of 1 now. It's like, okay, like, why don't you just do Silent Hill 5? Like, do something new, because people want Silent Hill. They don't want the same. I mean, people want remakes, but it's like, just do something new. Give us a new experience, please, Konami. So I get where you're coming from 100%. But I do also still want more compilations and stuff, because I want them to do a compilation.
I need the 345 compilation of Suikoden for people to be able to play the whole thing.
I need them to do another compilation of Yu-Gi-Oh games so I can play the DS and PSP games. That's what I really want.
And so every comment section of every fucking Suikoden presentation they do isn't filled with people like, you need to remake Suikoden 3, but make it 2D with sprites and make it exactly like Suikoden 2. Like, so that those people can finally shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Take away the branching story that made it really interesting.
I want my Yu-Gi-Oh dating sims, and I want them now.
Take away everything unique about Suikoden 3 so that I can have
Anyway, my answer is, I know that, like, the studio that was working on them is, independent now and all that, but it would be nice if Toys for Bob could just own Spyro and Crash. Spyro specifically. I don't really care about Crash, but I would like Microsoft to not own Spyro. Like, not even just like, I mean, yes, of course, there's moral aspects to it, but I want them to make Spyro 4. And I would like for them to make it completely on their terms instead of Microsoft / Activision, having anything to do with that anymore. Just, give it to Toys for Bob.
I did realize that I had the option to liberate Bloodborne from Sony, and I didn't do it, so...
It's your fault! It's your fault. If you said it.
I love Bloodborne, but I love Devil May Cry more.
Yeah.
If you said it, it would have happened. You would have secreted it.
I could have also said give Xenogears to Takahashi, and I didn't say that either.
Okay, that one, yeah, fuck you. No.
Fuck you for that one.
Yeah, fuck you, actually.
I mean, I could have said they could have made Bloodborne a good game, and then I would be lying, because that game is excellent.
Now you're just trying to start shit.
Yeah, it's the only FromSoft game I actually like, so...
Damn, they already clipped that.
Yeah.
That's going to be circulating on Twitter right now.
Oh no, a thing I will never see, because I changed my password, removed it from my authenticator app, and logged the fuck out.
Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter in like 7 months, and like... I can already feel the meadows of my mind regrowing. They are no longer arid.
Even if I wanted to log on to Twitter, I would have to call them with personally identifiable information, and that will never happen.
Yeah. All right, last question we've got here. It's from Solon. Hello, Solon. I just learned about how 1960s Play-Doh machines helped advent computer RPGs and MMOs, which is an incredible history. What's the oldest computer / console y'all have ever touched?
I grew up with an Atari 2600. I am fucking old.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've touched a 2600. I would love to mess around with older stuff, but I just haven't had the chances. Let's see. Oh, you're saying you sent in a question. Let me look in the. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that question. I'll ask that. I apologize. Big challenges, Dan. I will read that after this. Yeah, I would love to try some wacky old stuff, but I just haven't had the chance to. I mean, I've played some old pinball machines. That's kind of neat. The original Black Knight and like, I don't know, there was like a genie one that I messed around with at my old job. One of my favorite ones that's very old was the Elton John one, just because it's very trying way too hard to like heteronormatize Elton John. It's just like very funny in hindsight. You know, it's like all these like sexy women like hanging off of him. It's like, all right.
I'm genuinely straining here. I'm kind of struggling. I think I know this isn't going as far back as to be impressive. I just think the oldest console we've ever had our hands on was an NES. That's
NES
not an
cool.
exciting answer, but like, I guess at one point I might have bumped my elbow on an Apple II at a Goodwill, but
yeah,
I have not palpated the grandeur that is the Atari 2600. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, we just posted a review of an Atari 2600 game on this website. You know, Crystal's not here this week, but she wrote a review for Dragon Stomper. You know what? I went onto, there was just a website that had it like playable in browser, and I messed around with it for a little bit. And I mean, it's kind of neat for what it is, you know? Like, it's like, oh, hey, this game is like 30, 40 years old, and I can see where RPGs came from here. Like, this is kind of unique even today. Like, that's cool.
I think it's cool to find where you came from. I just have I have had a Zoomer brain surgery, and I struggle to play older things that are outside of my taste.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say just check out that review then, maybe, and just, you know, be like, oh, that's neat.
It was good. Good review.
Yeah.
Good job, Crystal, even though you're not here.
Yeah, good work.
And then, yeah, Solon, I don't know if you're listening now or if you're going to listen to it later, but you're going to have to tell me about this, these Play-Doh machines sometime. Not right now, but eventually, because that does sound pretty neat. I want to learn about old-ass computers. That sounds fun. All right, and then we do have one last question. Again, I apologize for missing this, but let's... Here we go. Yeah, from Big Challenge is Dan here. A plucky, up-and-coming shonen protagonist has challenged you to a gamer challenge. What game do you play against them? Just to note, if it's a single-player / PvE game, you'd be trying to outdo each other, i.e. speedrun or high score. If it's co-op or team-based, you both get your friends to help. So, I guess, what game do you want to do the ultimate gamer challenge against somebody?
Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
If a humble shonen boy wandered in front of me, his plucky, samey haircut that he has stolen from a dozen other plucky shonen boys, if he came into my space, into my area, I would be sitting there glowing with the Satsui no Hado, and I would just be like, you're gonna have to play Ultra Kill against me, bud. He would not survive. I would be the origin of his, like, training arc, and he still wouldn't survive. The series would end before he ever beat me.
Yeah.
That's my answer. Thanks for asking.
I'm not that proud of too much my gaming skill, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty much the most average possible gamer. Like, I enjoy lots of games, but I can't think of one where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so good at this game.
Pokemon.
Oh. No.
Pokemon.
Like, competitive? No. I get my ass beat competitive Pokemon all the time. Like, whenever I hop on Pokemon Showdown, I'm screwed. No.
But shonen protagonists don't know how to read. You're fine.
No. I mean, like, if I was... Like, if the challenge was being able to parse historical context in unreleased writing from Game Freak, maybe I could win that one, but I don't... Yeah, I'm not amazing at any game. I can't think of anything, really. Like... No, like, I don't know. Lorelai, is there any game that...
What about Yu-Gi-Oh? Like a Yu-Gi-Oh match?
I'm not that good at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Challenging Wook Lamont to meet me in the Wolves' Den.
Yeah, I am extremely mid-card. Yeah, I am I'm everyone's favorite mid-carder. I can't make a wrestling joke because I feel like if I made one, I would be wrong, because I know that there was like that tweet where someone called, I think, Cody Rhodes their favorite mid-carder that everyone remembers. But I think isn't he like the champion now? I don't even know.
Yeah,
John, I can't imagine you being oppositional with a shonen protagonist. Let me be completely honest with you. You have too much like buddy, like friend guy energy.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be like the Speedwagon or some sort, you know, like I'm there to support. I'm there to
exactly.
Like I'm not gonna be challenging anyone. Like if I was in Yu-Gi-Oh, I would be like Tristan or something, you know, like I would be like, I'm rooting for everybody, but if I were to actually duel against somebody, I'd be fucked. Like, you know, yeah. I don't want to be Tristan. At least let me be Joey. Come on. At least let me be Joey, please.
Yeah, you get to be Joey Wheeler. You get
least.
the shitty fucking American flag headgear going.
That's Bandit Keith.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Bandit Keith is a fun character. I wouldn't want to beat him because he's a shithead, but he's a fun character. I like him in the manga. In Yu-Gi-Oh! He gets resurrected in the one of the manga, in the manga. He dies, and they bring him back to life. They specifically bring him back to life because a guy is so obsessed with Pegasus. He's like, I want to bring Pegasus back to life. I'm going to use like the power of dueling to bring him back to life. But before I do that, I'm going to test this technology on Bandit Keith because I don't actually care about Bandit Keith. I just want to see if it works. And it did. He got brought back to life.
So what we've understood is that we need to get you into a lore battle of some kind.
I could talk about manga. I could talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh manga with somebody, I guess. I don't know.
That's a type of challenge. You got it.
I guess it is, yeah. Yeah, I read Yu-Gi-Oh! R. Oh my god. And did you know that the guy who wrote that was like one of Takahashi's understudies, and then he went and created I think it was Future Card Buddy Fight. I think. Or was it Buddy Fight, or was it...
I think it was Buddy Fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have defeated me right there. I'm like bleeding from the eyes right now.
Yeah. The mangaka who did Yu-Gi-Oh! R. I'm gonna Yu-Gi-Oh! R. I'm gonna look that up just so I don't lie to you. Yeah, Akira Ito. Oh no, Card Fight Vanguard. He did Vanguard. Not Buddy Fight, Vanguard.
Ah, yes. God, I always forget.
Yeah. So no, I would have lost right there. I'm sorry, everybody. Goodbye.
he lost all his life points. The end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I about like 2 years ago, no, none of us watched Buddy Fight.
I have watched the scene where Kazuchika Okada gets turned to stone.
Yeah, I am aware that there is some, you know, because Bushiroad owns that, and they also own New Japan, so they have like a bunch of cross promotion stuff here and there. I mean, I am a little more involved with Bushiroad stuff because I play the HoloLive fighting game, or not fighting game, card game, and they own that too. So, I don't know. I might end up accidentally playing some Buddy Fight against somebody sometime because there's like a big group of just all the Bushiroad people that play it on Tuesdays. That's when I go play.
Well, I think I've learned a lot about all of our combat ability.
Yeah.
A lot of people play Weiss Schwartz, which that's one of the funniest games in the world. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't want to hate on anybody's choice of game, but Weiss Schwartz is like the fucking weirdest game because it is so basic, like so blatantly just like, we just need to just get crossovers. This is just a crossover game. All the art is just screenshots. And it's just like, we got Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai as an expansion in Weiss Schwartz. And it's just like, yeah, we're going to have this girl in a bunny suit. And the card is just like, whatever her name is, wearing a bunny suit. And she's going to have 13,000 power. It's just like, okay. That game is wild. Like, you could just take like a random Weiss Schwarz card from anything, and you're just like, okay, yeah, sure. I don't know. It's funny. It's very funny to me. All right. Anyway, is there anything else that you all would like to discuss, or can we wrap this up?
Oh, we can wrap this up.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Thank you so much. I want to get out of this fucking heat.
Me too. I get you. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We stream this podcast every Sunday at 5 CST, 6 EST, whatever your time is. Type that into Google. But yeah, 6 o'clock EST PM on twitch.tv/Gamesline TV. If you're watching it live, that's where you are right now. And you're probably a little like, dude, why are you telling me that? You know why. Because this is recorded too. You can go to our website, gamesline.net. Type that into your web browser. We got reviews and VODs and interviews and stuff like that. We have our Blue Sky account. Our Blue Sky is gamesline.net. You can go onto our Blue Sky account and follow us there, and you'll see all the stuff that we post on there. We have our Tumblr, gamesline.tumblr.com. We have our YouTube, youtube.com/@thegamesline. You have to put the @ in there, or else it doesn't work. And if you want to support us monetarily, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamesline. You can get stuff a whole week early. Like, we have an episode of the anime podcast up there right now for $3 if you want to listen to it right now. Go to our Discord server, thegamezone.zone, type that into your web browser to bring you straight there, and you can hang out with us and get into arguments about future card buddy fight if you so choose. And thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. Lorelai, where can people find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Judgment Scythe here at the Games Line, or just Judgment Scythe, bluesky.social.
How about you, Lorelai? Lorelai, do it again. Say it again. No.
Okay, fine. You can find me at Lorelai on bluesky.social. I've got to set up one of the Games Line ones eventually.
Lily, where can people find you?
You can find me at Datura at gallilusdatura.bsky.social. I will be predominantly posting about how hard writing is.
It is pretty hard.
And sometimes about the healing power of hamburgers.
Ooh, I want hamburgers now.
And you can find me at john.gamesline.net on Blue Sky. That's basically all I'm using these days. And that'll do it. Please support our stuff. Share it. If you have the funds, we have our Patreon. It helps us a lot. We got to pay our bills every year and all that, and games and all that sort of stuff. The more money we get, the more stuff we can do. But also, sharing, commenting, all that stuff, please, just, we need it. We need the comments. We need the shares, please.
Support your local independent game reviewer, please.
For real. Thank you, though, for everybody who does so, because it does help out a lot.
You're all beautiful.
Yes, you are. Thank you. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Gamesline podcast. So long.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.